Everyone treats summer like it owes you happiness. Long days, pool parties, your best life on a loop. So what does it mean when you feel worse? The summer blues are real. It's why summer is one of the busiest stretches of the year for people starting therapy. Therapy is not only for when you're in crisis. Grow therapy is for all the moments when you decide you want more. More support, more clarity, more tools. Mental health isn't a destination you reach. It's something you build, and Grow makes that easier. Grow connects you with thousands of high-quality licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. The therapist you want takes your insurance on Grow. Grow accepts over 125 insurance plans. Sessions average $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/booknow today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/booknow. growtherapy.com/booknow. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast 791 for Tuesday, the 18th of August 2026. I'm your host, Mark Webb, gamertag, Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby, 360G, and joining me today is...
Resident Trophy Whore, Mr. Peebs.
Back again for another week of fun, it's Nick.
And Sensei Switch as Pun.
How we doing?
Spiffing.
Spiffing good show, old bean. I have a moan to make before we start talking.
Yeah.
It's about Xbox for a change. I know.
Not your precious Xbox.
I know. Well, no, it's a personal thing. So, as you know, I subscribe to Game Pass for my boy as well, for Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah.
But I cancelled it, and it ran out a couple of weeks ago because we weren't really using it a lot. And then yesterday, my kids were like, "Oh, Daddy, we want you to play this fucking shit game called Frog Sqwad, if you've ever heard of it. It's on Game Pass. So basically, you're these frogs, and the aim of it is to basically go and get food for the king frog. But they love it because it's very kiddie, yeah. So it's like, yeah, I'll play it with you. And so I'm just going to say the game is pretty basic and not very good. So that's my review of it, all right. But obviously they've been playing it on both the Xboxes because you only need the one Game Pass, because obviously I've got one home Xbox, and then my daughter plays on my profile on the Series S, so they can both, play under the one subscription on the consoles. But when it comes to wanting for Marcus to play on the PC, something on there, he needs his own Game Pass. And if they want me to play. So anyway, so I was like, I'll just go and renew it. So I went on the Xbox, clicked renew, error, not allowed, error. And it was just saying error. I was like, fuck's sake. All right. So I went onto the website, went to renew it on his account, error. It would either error out, or it would take me to the, on the Xbox website where takes you to a page to buy a game or something. Well, it was coming up to Game Pass Ultimate, but it was like 5-day trial. It's like, what the fuck is this? But you couldn't even buy it, right? So anyway, I was fannying around for ages. Well, they're getting frustrated, wanting me to play this stupid Frog Sqwad game. So I went on to Microsoft support, and they were like, "Oh, is it a child account?" I was like, "Yeah." oh, yeah, there's been a new change. Child accounts, you can't buy anything at all on the account. I was like, how does that make sense then? So you can't, because I've got my credit card attached to his account, you see, and so I'd literally just go on his account and I'd renew Game Pass or whatever. Oh, the only way you can do it now is to gift them money or to buy, like, you know, a 1 free 6 or 12 month subscription. So anyway, like, the stupid thing is, right, if you want to gift someone money on Game Pass on Xbox, it's only in 5, 10 or £20 dominations. So it's like, what? You know what I mean? So anyway, to cut a long story short, I went on to CD Keys and I got him a month's worth of Ultimate, and it was only a tenner. So I've saved myself a £5 anyway by doing it on CD Keys. But do you know the stupid thing is, right? When I renewed it, a pop-up came up on the screen afterwards saying, thank you for resubscribing to Game Pass Ultimate. It has now been set to automatic renew on this credit card that's attached to your account. I was like, they're talking load of shit, because now it's set to auto-renew, and I've checked his account, and it certainly says auto-renewing in a month on the card. What the fuck? So they're talking shit. It's bullshit. So that's my moan about Xbox, because that's just really annoying.
As I say, I will say there was something that caught me off guard the other day, and it caught my mate out as well, where I went to play a game and it wouldn't let me log into it, and it said your account settings are stopping you from playing this game.
Right.
And I was like, all right, so what's that? And then thankfully it came up with what to do. I had to go into my account, into settings, into something or other, and there's a bunch of options there now, and one of them is allow other players created content.
Oh yes, I think I've seen this actually.
Unless you switch that to everyone, it blocks you out of like certain multiplayer games where you've got created characters.
Yeah.
And like my mate Goose, he couldn't use the auction house in Forza, but it just kept having a lock symbol on it. But it wouldn't tell him why he couldn't use it, because obviously people put their own paint jobs.
That's ridiculous. That's silly, isn't it?
Yeah, but it didn't give him that warning of basically what it was until I said, well, try this, go into this, and I had to remember what to go through. And as soon as he ticked it and he went back into the game and rebooted it, he said, oh, no, I can use it now. He said, so that's obviously what it was. And I said, that sucks, because the game never told you that's what it was. So if people are having issues with certain games, you have to go into your profile settings, and it's to do with the shared content or other people's content. You have to click that for everyone. Otherwise, it just locks you out.
That is just silly, because they should be sending you a message on Xbox telling you this. You know what I mean? Like, how are you meant to figure this out yourself? It's absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah.
But yeah, on the plus side, I logged in the other day and I had a message. I think it was like just after we recorded last week or something, where it pretty much just said, you don't need to do any age verification because we've worked out that this account is over 18 years old, so we're pretty clear that you're an adult. And I was like, oh, common sense, because we talked about that before, haven't we? Like many times.
Yeah. And that does make sense. It's one of the first things that we said, like, my Xbox account is like 24 years old or something silly. Like, why is, you know? Yeah. So
why do I need to prove I'm 18?
So, yeah, some common sense has finally prevailed in the world. I am gobsmacked. Oh my goodness! So yeah, gone.
So
yes,
Webby,
gone, mate.
Webby 360G, other aliases: Webby 317, Webmaster 3000, Marcus Weebus. You stand accused of being the most controversial, hypocritical podcaster since Cranky Gamers. Calling me out a few months back about Dragon Age, right? And then you're constantly moaning about the pride flags in Spider-Man and any other game that comes out with any little bit of woke nonsense in it. But when it's your beloved Halo That's okay. That's fine. We'll still play that. You stand accused. How do you plead?
Not guilty, sir. Oh, dear. I will say, right, so anyway, I will say this about Halo. The main campaign itself is Halo, right? It's decent. There's no wokeness in it, Peebs. I will give you that. Apart from if you really want to look at the nitty-gritty of Twitter stuff of, they've replaced some characters with women and you can't kill the women in the ship, you know, I'll give you that. But the main campaign is pretty much as it was originally, which is fantastic. And to be fair, I've really enjoyed playing through it with my kids because this is one of those classic games that I really enjoyed playing kart back in the day when I was 18, 19, 20, however old I was around then. And it's just nice to relive those memories with my kids and also with Tag and D-Twin online as well. Fantastic. However, I'm going to say the extra 3 missions that they added as prequel are fucking awful. They are so bad. I can't believe they even put them in there. And it really concerns me for the future of Halo.
Are they bad? Are they bad because they're just a bit wokey, or bad because they're just not very good?
Not very good. So the level designs are terrible. The story in itself on the levels is terrible. It's glitchy as fuck. Like Sergeant Johnson gets stuck all the time. You have to keep on reloading checkpoints. It's just a mess, mate. And so the new levels, I wouldn't say are woke, but that woman character that they add into it is just fucking annoying, and she looks like a bloke. So there's that. And she's in all the missions, chatting shit, and she's just the most annoying character, one of the most annoying characters I've ever had in a video game. And then, just going away from the woke stuff, the last level, flying around in a spaceship, what the fuck was that about? I was like, this is awful. The ship's handled terribly, and it's just not a Halo game. You're in space. I'm like, am I playing Star Fox? I'm really like Temu Star Fox, or am I playing Halo? Yeah? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying.
I can see the worry because obviously the original game, the blueprint for it was already there, but when it came to making their own creation, it hasn't turned out particularly well.
Well, you didn't realise, like, in most games, we hate escort missions, right? They're always terrible. But they make it even worse when as I say, the character you're escorting just gets stuck randomly and then you can't progress in the level. Yeah. That is annoying.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm worried about the future of Halo, because obviously they spent years doing this remake and then they made 3 poxy levels on top and they're terrible. So if these people are making the next full Halo game, it's going to be turd. I'm just putting it out there. And it is a worry.
So there are more Halos in the pipeline then, is there? I thought that was it, pretty much.
No,
done.
there is.
But there are more to come, is there?
If you complete this game on Legendary, there's a secret cutscene at the end where Sergeant Johnson's smoking a cigar on a beach and says, "See you in the sequel," which suggests that they are remaking Halo 2. But what I'm talking about is a fresh new Halo game, if something like that gets made, because I think the one thing that's missing from Halo Campaign Evolved is the multiplayer. And that's why I don't think it sold very well and why the numbers are very low across all the platforms. Because if they'd kept the multiplayer in it, like they had in the original, that, you know, people would have been well up for that. But, you know, they've kind of ruined that. But there has been rumours I've seen this week that Xbox is toying with giving the next Halo game to Activision, which I don't know is a good or a bad thing. So it says here, Xbox has reportedly been looking into having Activision and Sledgehammer Games work on a new Halo multiplayer game. According to an insider, Activision reportedly built a early Halo multiplayer prototype in June. So that's quite interesting in itself. So, but I think that going back to Peebs, right, the wokeness, right, there's a big difference between having a boss lady in a game and you playing a Dragon Age and having Tarsh telling you her pronouns and your character doing push-ups for misgendering them. Yeah. So, you know, that.
Yes, but another one of your gripes is you keep complaining about, like, The Last of Us remastered, this, that, and the other. How many times has Halo now been done?
To be fair, Halo...
Remaster of a remake.
So Halo originally came out, 2001? Then we had the Xbox 360 remake, which you could press the back button, if you remember, to go from old graphics to new graphics. And then the version they put on the Master Chief Collection was actually that version, just shinied up a little bit. And then this is the proper remake, if that makes sense. So I think they've already remastered and remade The Last of Us more times than Halo, and Halo's way older. So, would I have bought it? I don't know, because I've played the game so many times, but because it's on Game Pass, obviously I'm gonna go through it. But I don't think it's really worth the asking price, because the problem is,
what's the sting on it?
I think it's like 50 quid, isn't it, Nick? I'm not sure. Did you buy it?
Yeah, it's like 40, 45 like on disc, 50 or 60 on the thing, and then you've got an Ultimate Edition. But so Gears remaster, which they did last year, which was a 3 times remake, I think that was like 30 quid, because that was on PS5 as well.
I think it's like 40, 30 or 40.
It'd probably be worth more 30, but like I said, apparently they didn't do the online, but apparently like there's a lot of internal things that they didn't want to do the online because they didn't want to prove why Halo Infinite Online has been such a disaster with all the crap they've been doing, because they think, oh, there's 5 times more people playing Halo 1 remastered multiplayer than Halo Infinite, because obviously Halo Infinite's still going, because you can play, that's a free-to-play separate to the campaign.
Yeah, but Master Chief Collection usually has more players than even Infinite. Even now, you know.
Yeah, well, because they messed up the multiplayer. Halo multiplayer was Halo multiplayer. Battlefield was Battlefield, and Call of Duty was Call of Duty. I know that's first-person shooters run around, you know, but they were all very, like, Battlefield was a lot more open, you know, tactical. Halo was, you know, very similar, and you didn't get shot to death every half a second. And COD, it was like a twitch shooter, run around, die, respawn. And somewhere, I think you said, was it like Halo 5, they basically copied COD.
That's correct,
but badly. So nobody bothered playing the multiplayer on that, because they said, well, COD does this better. We want the big multiplayer maps. We want Forge so we can make our own maps. And they just took all that stuff out. But it's like a lot of games. They just take everything out so they can try to sell it back to you later.
Well, it's like what Darren said quite a while ago on the podcast. He said, I remember this conversation very well. He said, do you remember on the old Halos, they would automatically record all of your matches, and then you could just go back and rewatch the match, but not just from your point of view. You could switch between any character. And people would make little clips and stuff like that. It's just so cool, and they just keep taking things away and away and away, and it's like
it's just the people running.
Yeah, but it's like, have you seen that famous kind of meme at the minute with Halo, where on the original Halo, the way the character moves between the driver's seat and the gun, you actually watch him do it. Whereas in the remake, it just kind of teleports between the seats, you know?
It's just not as meant. Like I said, no one who made the first game is still there, are they? I mean, because they left when Bungie got bought. They left well before Destiny, didn't they? And stuff, when like they got sold and started making Destiny. But that's where we sort of like, I mean, Switch will probably agree with me. A lot of the times, like when the Japanese or whatever, and they're doing remakes, they're like, oh, we're remaking Resident Evil, and we've got the original director to come back and oversee it, who made the original. So it's like, it's the same sort of mindset And that's why they seem to do so much better than these other games.
I think the problem with Microsoft in general, I don't know how it is at Sony, but I get the same gist with them, is they've gone from true passionate devs who are proper gamers to very top heavy with the suits who just make all the decisions now, and all I think about is the money instead of crafting something great.
I think any job that basically turns around and goes, "Oh, we haven't got enough X or Y type of people working at our company," it's like, right, you're not interested in actually people who want to make good games and stuff. You just want to fucking meet quotas. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah.
Which, I mean, we criticised him so much, like Phil Spence, when he shut down so many games and studios, but I kind of agree with him, like, when they were having so many games that were taking 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and I'd be like, this company should get fucking shut down if you've not putting out a game for over 5 years, 10 years. You think, what are you do? You get there and you think, what are you doing? There's blue-haired fuckers everywhere not actually making video games, and you don't know how to make a video game. Why are you here? I was on Twitter and they hired me. Oh, wonderful. At least we paid to have your fucking genitals removed. No, fuck off.
That and the fact that you had, like, was it David Jaffe a couple of weeks ago sort of saying, oh, games cost this amount of money because it costs 300 million or something to make a game. And it's like, bullshit. No gamers are telling companies to spend that much money on these fucking games because half the time you can't tell where that money's gone. No. Not when you get like a studio like Sandfall Interactive that can put out something like Expedition 33 for like under 50 mil, and then you shovel up something that's like costs 200, 300 million, and it's we've had this before, haven't we?
Whereas the suits look at what Call of Duty, FIFA, and Madden make, and because even though they don't know how to make games, and no one will tell them because they're in charge, they think, oh, Call of Duty spent this much on a game and made this much, so if we spend this much money on a game, we'll make this much. And then they don't, and then everybody else gets fired. Like, they've had so many people, you know, lose their job the last few years, and I was like, it's not their fault, is it? That they didn't say, nobody thought, all right, well, we'll make this decent game that will sell 5 million copies to a niche audience, and now we're going to spend 5-10 times as much as we need to try and make it really big and woke and put all this stuff in and make it over 10 years, and then it sells the same, if not less than it would have done if they hadn't have done all that woke bollocks and made the game crap because they've lost focus. And then who gets
fired? A lot
of
of it is funding,
the developers. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Some of that was they were getting outside funding from certain organisations to do all of that, to push certain stuff. But the funding for that is all starting to dry up, which is why you're seeing it less. But yeah, Peebs knows the pain of like the franchisation, where you were a lot of fan of the FIFA games back in the day, and they would just kind of almost copy and paste every year, where they could have released the game every 2 or 3 years and just done DLC roster updates.
Yeah. Oh yeah, new FIFA coming out shortly, isn't they? At the end of this month, I think.
I mean, how's it done since it's become FC instead of the FIFA?
I think it's still doing well.
I
think it'll always do well when it's football.
I haven't bought FIFA since 13. The first year they done all that Ultimate Team bollocks, I just thought, no, I'm not giving you real money for fake fucking cards and doing all that DLC bollocks. Whereas, you know, all I wanted to play was like play through, you know, the tournaments, the Premier League, the Champions League and all that sort of stuff, and just play multiplayer with my mates. And they're like, no, I pay 50 quid for the game and then keep spending all this extra money on this Ultimate Team packs. And I just think, nah, fuck that.
Well, I've never spent any money on it.
I know, that's what I
every year, but I've never spent anything on the cards. I just do the in-game stuff where you can just open them up through winning games and stuff. Yeah, granted, you don't get the best players.
I remember one year, because I think they gave one away with like games of gold or something. I think it might have been 16 or 17. I had a Dortmund player on, I think it was Royce or something. And I was like, oh, I'll just play through the Premiership. I had to Google how to find where the Premiership was in the menus. I couldn't find it. I was like, I can't find the main reason I want to play this game, and I've got to Google it. It was like hidden away between like 4 different levels of menus.
Jesus.
Now you've got all of the extra stuff for the women's teams as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And there's always a trophy for playing a woman's game. So they want you to actually, because they know no one else is going to play it, so they give you a trophy so that most people will play a woman's game just for the trophy.
I mean, I can understand that because it's just something that's been added. They haven't taken away anything, as far as I'm aware, to stick the women's teams in. And obviously, there are a lot of girls that play football and stuff now.
Didn't they do that on one of the FIFAs, like the demo or the tutorial, force you to play a women's game for the tutorial instead of the men?
They might have done. The annoying thing is with the Ultimate Team on this is the women and the men are mixed in the Ultimate Team.
I was about to say, yeah, that would
so
be
so you're playing in your Ultimate Team and you're coming up against, or you've got women in your own team, and their stats are just as good as the men's, if not better. And some of the players are better.
I mean, that's been about again just lately, the old women in men's sports argument and all that stuff, and you just think, oh fuck it, I remember I saw there was a video with I forgot her name now, the old women's tennis player, probably one of the biggest ones
Serena
ever.
Williams?
She's older now. No, older. Older.
Steffi Graf.
That's it, Steffi. I think it was. And
That's not even Nataratalova older than Steffi Graf.
All right, well,
she was like,
I remember that one. But she was saying, like, if I played against the men, I wouldn't rank in the top 1,000. I'd get absolutely annihilated by the crap players. And was that her? Who was it who played like someone in her peak played like Fred Perry, who was like 60 years old, and she was like 25 in her prime, and he absolutely annihilated her, like for a charity match.
Oh, no idea.
I'm not sure. I know they do the mixed doubles, don't they?
Oh yeah, that's different because you've got one of each.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this just keeps popping up every so often. Women in men's sport, we should get paid exactly the same as the men, and even though they're already getting subsidised quite a lot by like other like parts of like the the companies and stuff like that. It's all down to sponsorships, and the reason the men get paid what they do is because they've got so much sponsorship wanting to watch the men's game. Do you know what I mean? And the people always like flip it and reverse it. Well, why don't all the women that are making all the money on OnlyFans subsidise the men that are making like 400 quid a year on it? And then that just shuts them up completely, doesn't it? The women-dominated sections of like...
Just changing it slightly, I see. Do you remember Shannon Elizabeth from American Pie?
Yeah, she started one, isn't she?
Yeah, I just read it. She made 750 grand in the first 7 days or something.
Has anybody
fans?
Be honest,
on OnlyFans,
you guys subscribe to
she must be in her 40s now. I haven't seen what
probably
she looks
older than that.
Yeah.
But she quit acting because she was fed up of being sexualised. Hold on, but now she's on OnlyFans.
No, what she meant is she was too old to be sexualised.
Oh.
They get moved on, don't they? Where they're happy to get jobs when they're 20 to 30 and they get those
Someone
jobs.
say that to Ali Larter in Landman.
Oh, yeah.
Like, sorry, it's all about Sydney Sweeney. Off you go, 50-year-olds. And then they realise they can't actually act. So unless you're like, a Helen Mirren or someone like, who's actually a really good actress and, can actually do stuff, oh, you were just there for your appearance and your tits, so we've replaced you now. So, I'm not saying they're all like, some of them are decent actors, but...
Cool. St. Adams, I just want to give him a shout. He's chatting away. He says the 360 era was the best. Games didn't cost loads, and there was a massive variety of games. And he also says that FIFA got greedy with Ultimate Team. And he says the new FIFA has a new city mode like the NBA games where you run about going to different locations. If that floats your boat.
I mean, I say every year I'm not going to buy it, but then I end up buying it.
But if you're into the sport, of course you're going to, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, the last one I did buy, but to be fair, I haven't played it much. I think I've got less than 20 hours on it.
Is it like all
you got less than 20 gamer score on it or something? Like,
is it all PES now, like old PES on PS2 with all like Manchester Red and Manchester Blue?
No, it's still all official.
Man Red, Man Blue.
So they've lost FIFA, but they've lost. But they haven't got. Is it the Champions League they haven't got now?
Well, as I remember, everything's in there. All the teams, all the competitions.
I heard they lost all the licenses, so I assumed that they've lost all the teams' names as well.
No, it's all there.
Weird.
Oh.
No, I think they'd have had a bit of a moan if that was the case.
I thought they were going to make their own FIFA game or something.
Yeah, I didn't remember that. Yeah, but I don't think it's ever materialised.
Strange.
I think Pez has died a death in it. Has that gone?
It's gone free. It went to free to play. It's like Konami Football now or something, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. Oh, St Adams has said they don't have the World Cup. They don't have the World Cup apparently. That's what they lost.
Yeah, I know they lost the name FIFA, but I just assumed that meant they'd lost a lot of the licenses and stuff. And they don't want to pay the license. I don't know if FIFA took the piss, but
no, FIFA wanted more money, didn't they? I think off EA for the license, and they.
Yeah, I mean they should get money, but I don't know exactly whether or not they would take. I mean, I assume either FIFA were taking the piss or EA were taking the piss. If I had to put money on it, I'd say EA were probably taking the piss. Oh, we'll pay you the same we were paying you back in the PS1 days. 40 quid a year or something.
Yeah, it's probably something similar to obviously MLB, wasn't it? Because wasn't it the MLB that basically forced Sony to put it on multiple consoles, on multiple platforms, rather than it just being on PlayStation?
Right, yeah. It went on Game Pass for the first few years as well, the MLB.
Yeah.
But again, it's like any...
And it's still a big seller.
Yeah, but it's like any sports game. It's just like the same every fucking year, you know what I mean? You just kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the new FIFA is actually, say new, it's been out in nearly a year, but it's on PlayStation Plus at the minute.
It's probably on, is it EA Play, that's on Game Pass as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They normally put it on about a month before the end of the season, don't they?
It's like all the sports games. They always put the F1 on just before the new one comes out as well, and things.
Have they actually fixed F1, maybe?
Sorry?
Have they actually fixed the F1 games yet? Because they always used to bring out F1 on... No, I'm not saying they were good, because they were good, but I mean, they always used to bring them out like a month before the end of the season.
No, it's normally a few months into the season, but there hasn't been one this year because EA bought Codemasters, and Codemasters made all the F1 games, and then they've sacked Codemasters now, haven't they? So there's another team going to be making the new game, and they didn't have 26 ready in time, so we're still running on 25 with a little add-on. You could buy a 20 quid add-on for the new cars, which I didn't buy because I was like, oh, fuck that. Yeah. But
yeah. A few of them have done that because Football Manager skipped a year because they shit the bed, didn't they?
Yeah, my mate was really into that series, and apparently the last one they made some big mistakes with it, and people weren't happy.
I think they tried to make not the same game again for the last 10 years, and had loads of ambitions, like proper game engines and stuff like that, and then they were like, yeah, we fucked it. It's going to take us 2 years, but...
Right, shall we talk about some games we've played this week? How does that sound? Peebs, you tell me a game you have played, and it better be a good one.
Well, a game that I have played and completed and platinumed is the
Dragon Age.
007, The First Light.
Oh, I'm going to talk about this as well, so if we want to talk about it with me as well.
Well, if you remember a week or two ago, I put in the Discord that I'd completed it, but it had some of the trophies had bugged out, and it was a known glitch. I Googled it, and there were a lot of people saying they haven't got because there's a lot of collectibles in it. So I collected everything, and then it was saying I was a postcard short at the end, and not even though I'd collected. Well, in my in-game inventory, it said I'd collected them all, but the trophy didn't unlock. So that was really cheesed off. So then I thought, so I'd Googled to see how, if there's any fix. People were saying, well, you can go back and collect them all again. I thought, well, I ain't doing that. Or you can delete your save and then download your cloud save, all this sort of bollocks. So I did that, went back on, it still wouldn't pop. So I went back through and started collecting them again because you can do chapter selects and checkpoint selects. I thought, well, England'd be too bad. Anyway, I did that and it popped eventually, so I got the platinum. So happy. But yeah, overall, I liked it. I mean, I think the graphics and the story are really good.
Yeah, apart from the ending.
Yeah, but there are some... I wouldn't say it's much... I mean, there is action in it, but I found some of the missions quite slow, quite long. Like, there's a mission where you got to go collect all that money and stuff, and it's like, walking around the map trying to...
I nearly give up at that point. I was like...
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you can tell it's done by the Hitman team, can't you, the developers who do the Hitman, because there are certain bits where you've got to sneak around and like press hoovers and stuff to distract enemies and sneak around. So I think it is designed to be quite stealthy, isn't it, and sneakily? But then
why do they do that? They force you to do stealth for about half an hour, then you go through a door and then you hear like license to kill, and then they want you to just kill everyone with guns.
Yeah.
I'm like, do the stealth if you're then going to just kill them all anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it. You finished it,
I've
Webby?
deleted it. I gave up on it, mate.
Did you complete it?
Yeah, fucking can't be arsed with it, mate.
Oh, I thought you was enjoying it.
I got just bored of it. I don't know what it like. I couldn't quite put my finger on why, but like that level we just talked about getting the money, that was like, oh my God, come on. Because I thought the story was okay, but I just found the gameplay just a bit average. Like, it just wasn't clicking with me, to be honest. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not really enjoying it. I'm just going to delete it. So yeah, I've deleted it, mate.
It did do that a couple more times, though, Webby. It was like after that bit, it got really good for another couple of missions, and then it done a really slow one where you're walking around for like an hour, and I'm like, it's like a pacing thing. Did they deliberately make that really slow and monotonous to make the action bit seem a lot more, intense and better than they were? Because if every mission... kind of like Uncharted, if every mission went like that, you'd probably get bored as well.
Yeah, but it's like the missions where you're driving, they might as well have just been cutscenes, because I tested it out just holding down R2 to drive and not even touching the joystick, and it just drove to the end on its own. You know what I mean? It's like, it's pointless.
Yeah, and I remember you saying that the other week on the podcast, and I tried that, but it didn't do it for me. But I don't know if it was you playing on an easier setting or something. I don't know.
I was playing it on normal, mate.
Whether it's it didn't really. I mean, yeah, it wasn't. I mean, super responsive. I mean, the driving bits weren't the greatest. But yeah, there was some like that slow. That mission where you got to collect the money. There's another mission when you got to go through the office building and go through all these doors and unlock them and stuff.
Yeah.
That was another. That's quite boring as well. It just seems to go on forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a shame. Well, I'd still give it a 6 or 7. I mean, if you're a fan of the James Bond films and stuff, and then it's definitely worth.
I mean,
playing.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. It just, for me personally, I just got a bit bored.
It's not.
But
no.
I mean, I'd still recommend it to people who enjoy games with really good graphics. Some decent gameplay, but I wouldn't say it's worth the full price. I'd say it's like a 20 quid game, So I'd wait for a sale.
And obviously, it's good the way they've got that Lenny James in it, the black dude who's your sort of boss.
Yeah.
He's a proper
he's
actor.
Good in it, yeah.
He's been in a lot of things. Yeah, and he's good in it.
About 5 minutes. Apparently, they're doing a whole DLC around him.
All right.
Because he was on stage at one of the events, wasn't he? I think he dressed up as the dude as well,
right.
And he was he was literally in it for like 5 minutes and did hardly anything. But can I spoil the ending, Webby? Because it kind of pissed me off.
Can I just put a warning out to people listening? Then, if you don't want to know the ending to 007, fast forward by say 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah. So, the last mission, basically, you go to MI6 because the bad guy turns up.
There's a bad guy called Webby as well.
Yes, Web Industries, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. And I thought, which is fine. You get there, he takes over. He wants to get the big computer thing, which I completely zoned out what it was. And so he turns up in the big mech suit thing, and so he does the thing. You do the normal stealthy bit. You get through. You drive a car. You get to the boss fight. I mean, I think he stabs Moneypenny. And I'm like, and then Q turns up, go chase him, James. All right, I'll go fucking chase him again. So you chase him down, boss fight, the usual 3-stage bullshit. You fight him. But then he says, I've planted all explosives, so I'm going to blow up underground MI6 and flood everything. I'm like, but the alarm's been going off for 2 hours, mate. They're all dead or left, so what are you flooding? And he said, I hope you're good at swimming. And he go, I'm first in my class. So you do the boss fight. And then he tries to kill you by grabbing you in the mech suit and dragging you, to drown. And I thought, because he said he could hold his breath, James Bond is going to be fine. And so you're drowning, and then James Bond just almost drowns and dies. And then out of nowhere, I thought, where'd she come from? Girl power turns up, jumps in, grabs the computer thing, saves that first, by the way, and then goes down, pulls James Bond out of the water, and then just leaves him there and fucks off. I'm like, why is the woman save James Bond at the end of the movie? That doesn't happen,
why?
Does it?
I can tell you why. Purple-haired Debs.
I know, and I'm just like, no, the woman is not supposed to save James Bond. James Bond is supposed to save the woman, then take her away and fuck her. That's the whole, and I'm like...
Yeah, there wasn't much of that.
It's a modern days, mate.
Every time he tried one-liners with the ladies, they shot him down, and I'm like, oh, for God's sake, why do James Bond if you're not gonna do how he is? If you think he's too, it's like these people that put all these movies on Netflix and they put warnings on. This may offend people because it was old. I'm like, I'm not offended by a man thinking a woman's sexual.
Just wait for the Amazon reboot, mate. That's going to make things so much better.
To be fair, the last couple of Bonds, they kind of did do that.
The last one was dog shit.
Yeah, it was dog shit. They just, spoilers for that.
No
They
Time
killed
to
him
Die or
whatever
it was.
Was that the Daniel Craig one, was it?
Yeah.
The last one of his,
I remember now.
Yeah. Terrible.
But yeah, it was just the game just ended. And then you were speaking to Em, and she's like, oh, well, I guess you're my new 001 then. He go, I prefer 7. She go, all right then. I'm like, are you going to tell me if Moneypenny was alive or not? Because she was stabbed to death and bleeding out. You could have told me that, but it's just I think this could have been a really, really good game if they just had not those type of people working on it.
I think the scar on his face was a bit excessive as well.
Yeah, why?
To be James Bond, it's like he's not all scarred up.
Yeah, how can he be a secret agent and mingle with everyone and not? He's got a massive scar down his face. I'm like, I was like, who thought that was good? It's just the basic stuff, but it did. Like I said, I was enjoying bits of it. It was annoying because you kept running out of guns all the time, and then you got to a bit, you found you killed everyone, you collected all their guns, you walked through a door, little cutscene to the next area, then all of a sudden all your guns are gone again, and you have to find them again. Mate. It's just, I don't know, mate. I've never shot no one in real life. I'm starting to feel like I might, but. But yeah, it's just, I'm like, oh, why did you ruin the ending of the whole game? And that said, Bond will return. I'm like, yeah, you'll probably kill him off in the start of that one and replace him with a bloody woman anyway. Well, they did replace 007 with a woman in the last movie, didn't they? Kind of.
Mm.
Yeah. It'd be interesting because they're going to be announcing the new Bond soon, aren't they?
Oh, I
don't know.
Might be some controversy.
That'd be interesting.
Be some controversy somewhere.
I don't know. I think the Broccoli's have lost their marbles at this.
The Elliot Page, mate.
Oh, God. I just thought that was funny. That meme of her, how that, the meme with AI where they used it with saying what her scene would be in the Odyssey. And I was like, oh, at least it won't be that bad. And it was identical to the meme that they'd done. It was even the stupid little run. It was like identical. I'm like, oh dear. I thought we were over all this stuff in movies and games now.
I think it's starting to get a bit better because there's been a lot of pushback, hasn't there?
I mean, if they want to do stuff like that and it makes sense, I haven't got a problem with it. But when it's literally just forced into something for no reason other than just being there, it makes no sense. It's like, oh, you want to incorporate homosexuality into your whatever. Like, oh, Webby's walking his missus and kids down the beach, and two guys are just fucking on the sand in front of him. No, that's not how it works. You can't just... Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's just like, it's got to make sense with the story. And if it's forced in, it looks forced, and it takes you out of the experience of, like, you know, the immersion of the game or movie. It's just annoying. It just annoyed me, the ending. I mean, they did the usual, you know, where he walks along the screen and shoots and the blood comes down. I thought, yeah, that's how I would have ended the game, but I'm just like...
It's no GoldenEye, mate.
No, I mean, that's... I mean, some of the later games weren't too bad, the Bonds, like I think Quantum of Solace on 360.
There was a 360 one I really enjoyed. Yeah, I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
Wasn't one made by Treyarch or someone like that? Someone that was involved with the CODs back in the day?
Maybe.
I think it was Quantum of Solace.
It was the Daniel Craig one, wasn't it? It had driving sections in it and all sorts.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, Peebs, thank you very much for telling us about 007.
No worries.
Yeah, it was Quantum of Solace. That was the Treyarch people who...
there we go.
Yeah, that's why it was good then, because it was basically Call of Duty with James Bond.
There we go. Nick, you played anything, mate, apart from 007?
Well, I've only... Go on someone else, because I've had a go.
Darren?
Ooh... Trying to think what I can actually really talk about. I haven't played a great deal because obviously 2 days this week was just a complete whitewash because of the weather. But I did start pissing about again with Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Obviously, they did the 60 FPS sort of like enhanced resolution update for the previous gen versions.
Did you play the new...
interested in picking
Did you play the new DLC, or did you just play the old stuff?
No, I just started in from normal, because I had it originally on Xbox.
Right.
So picked this up or the PS4 version I got. And then did obviously the install and that for that. It still looks reasonably good.
Yeah, I think so.
Which is shocking. Obviously, the visuals, for the character models and that still look kind of basic, but they're still good for what they are. And one of the things that did sort of throw me out again when I went back into this was like I forgot how big the map feels.
It's huge.
Like, especially when you're getting in the choppers and it's like, right, 3-something kilometres in that direction and you're going like over mountains and all of that. Like, you think in your head, like, I could do this on one foot if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Or in vehicles and stuff. So, right, it'd feel even bigger as well. But yeah, just remembering doing all the different things for like the rebels and trying to infiltrate the towns, and then you need all the different resources and things to upgrade your skills. So you're like tagging things for the rebels to come and pick up and everything, and it still feels and plays really good. Little bit of the old Matrix head turning and stuff going on at times, or it feels like it. Where someone's literally just stood completely still, and as soon as you take the shot, it just strangely misses. But then, I guess not all the guns are like super accurate, are they?
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of thing, and obviously, but it doesn't go super. It's still reasonably arcadey. It hasn't really got all that bullet drop stuff.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. So, like when you got a sniper rifle and everything, it's not like you've got to kind of sort of work out roughly where it's going to go. Maybe on like the highest difficulty, it adds all that kind of stuff in. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I mean, I preferred this to Breakpoint. I will say.
I would say Breakpoint's more polished visually, but this is the better game.
Yeah, because I re-downloaded this on PC and Xbox, and I played some of the Last Rites DLC on PC, and I was really impressed with the quality of the graphics from a when did it come out? 2017? 2016, 2017? Around that time. I think it holds up really well. It really does. And what I really like about the DLC, I've only played it a little bit, is it's a separate option on the main menu.
Area and everything, You create your new character for it and stuff.
Yeah, and it is a whole new area of Colombia, and it's pretty big from what I can see. And then it's a whole little new story, set after, obviously, the main game. So I've only played it a little, but I really liked it. And then I've re-downloaded it on my Xbox, so I played some of it on the Xbox as well. And I never actually finished the main campaign on the Xbox version because I remember rinsing it on the PC, and I've got a load of achievements for the Xbox version, but my save hasn't done everything. So I went exploring on the Xbox version and did a few missions and stuff. And again, I think it looks really good on the Xbox as well. Runs really smooth. It's just a fun game, mate. But yeah, I do know what you say about it's slightly more arcadey than obviously older Ghost Recon titles, but it still has some of those features that I love from the older games, like clicking in the thumbstick to move between the shoulders when you're not.
The control scheme for the game is basically like exactly how you want it to be. Like all the buttons kind of work the way you want them to work in like a third-person shooter. To be fair.
Yeah.
I will say, like, it felt weird because obviously where I'm running around in third person, I forgot that your character kind of takes cover behind stuff when you get close to it.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm used to like pushing X or A on the Xbox to snap to the cover, and I was obviously mantling it and jumping over and almost being spotted and stuff. So it was like getting used to that. But yeah, all of the DLC is currently on sale as well, pretty much. Like the cosmetic stuff, not necessarily so much, but I picked up Narco Road and is it Fallen Ghost for like £2 each or £2.50 or something each?
Cheap.
Now I know Narco Road a lot of people particularly don't like because it's mainly about like driving and stuff and racing.
Still fun though.
Yeah, but now with this update, they've made the driving in the game a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, the cars don't handle, like, horrendous, like, blocks of ice and stuff anymore, so driving is actually reasonably pleasurable. And I thought, why not? Like, I'll grab those while they're kind of on sale. There's a bunch of other free cosmetics and stuff, and there is a free Last Rites gift pack as well that most people should download, which grants you weapons and stuff for the new content, but that can also be used in the old content as well. And I'm amazed at how much cosmetics are actually in the game that have been added over the years as well. So it's all good. And they obviously added stuff to it, didn't they? Like, I think later on they did like tier 1 mode and stuff.
I don't know, mate, because I kind of fell off it, after I'd finished it on the PC.
I know my mate who was proper into it grounded out, like in one of the modes, like a stealth suit, where when his character actually stays still for long, he goes invisible.
Oh, right. That's cool. Yeah, there's loads of cool stuff in that game, man. It's a great co-op experience. The only annoying thing about it is it's not cross-play.
Yeah, the other main gripe I have about it is there's a pop-up that non-stop comes up on the left-hand side of the screen about, like, hold the button to join a co-op game or something.
Yeah.
And there's no option to turn that off. And the person that thought that was a good idea to stick into the game deserves one of those metal umbrellas down his japs, like, every fucking day.
Mate.
Well, you playing it on PlayStation?
Yeah, I was literally sort of sitting there playing it the other day, and I'm like, why does this keep popping up? How do I turn this off? And like, I literally looked, and even like, after all these years later, people are like, you can't turn that off. And I was like, why does that even is there. I think the only way you can disable it is to just play the game offline completely, like unplug your internet.
How annoying.
But then you're probably not connected to the servers, and it probably, you've got DLC guns that we can't actually, you know what it's like. It's a ball ache. But yeah, there's no reason for that to actually be there when it isn't in any other games that I'm aware of, with like a constant pop-up of like, do you want to join a co-op game? Hold down this button. So yeah, a pox on the person that decided to put that in the game, but everything else about it's great. And it's dirt cheap. I think the game is I don't know if it's still on sale, but it was like £5.90 or something, wasn't it?
Oh,
when they did
dirt
this
cheap, yeah.
Update last week.
It's also on PS Plus and Game Pass as well.
Yes, yeah.
Fantastic.
But yeah,
cheers, Darren.
That's me little Ghost Recon tinkle retro section.
Good times, mate. Good times.
There will be more retro section later on, possibly.
Ooh.
Or at least a mention.
Nice. Cool. All right. Well, I played something new this week. It's a game that's not even out yet, but I played the beta. The Gears of War E-Day beta. Played that a little bit online.
I've been hearing weird kind of things about people are liking it, but some of the changes are a bit annoying.
I will say this, the servers are dog shit because every game I've played, we have got about halfway through the game and then been booted back to the main menu. So I've not actually finished a full game, which is annoying. I actually quite like this because the mode I've played, I don't know if there's any other modes in it because I've not been able to play it enough, actually finish games to fucking get any further. It's not horde mode. It's like...
Yeah, it's a slightly different one.
Yeah.
I think they have said that the traditional horde mode is in it, but there is like a new horde mode or a new horde type of mode.
Yeah, it's a new mode. So there's basically a big map. Well, it's not big, but there's, decent size. And there's 3 teams of like 4 people, right? So you've got like 3 squads. They all spawn in different parts of the map. And basically there's missions on the map. And the missions are, I'll upload some data and you've got to defend this point. It's just kind of horde mode-y in that way. And then you got waves of enemies coming at you and you got to defend the area. And then once you've done that, you can move on to another point of the map and it's kind of rinse and repeat. So that's quite cool. So it is the horde mode, but a variation of horde mode, if that makes sense. I think it's like the team that gets the most points at the end is the best team or something. I don't know because I've not actually finished the fucking game.
But then
so
I also heard they took something from Judgment.
Okay. That game was terrible.
Where you basically I didn't mind it too much, but their horde mode had something where it's like, depending on what character you selected, they were a certain class.
Yes, so you do have classes on it. You've got sniper, a medic class, and an assault class. I just chose assault, so I had like...
Yeah, so they sound similar to Judgment. So are they assigned to each character, or can you choose a character as like a skin, and then you choose
a character? So like I was running with 3 Marcus Phoenixes on my team in one game, which made absolutely no sense, but there we go. Yeah.
When's this out?
Soon. October, isn't it? I think it's October.
I will say, graphically, I'm a little bit disappointed. I was expecting more from a Gears game in the graphics department. It just looks like a shiny Xbox 360 game to me.
That's good enough, to be fair.
But so the controls are there, it's Gears. I was playing it with a controller the whole time. It feels like a Gears, and because I went in thinking, it's going to be terrible, but the gameplay itself, I thought it was quite enjoyable. So if you could get on with a bunch of your mates, you could have some good times on this. I think, to be honest,
the 2 things I have noticed that have changed that I'm like, so Roadie Run is out.
What?
So you don't do that crouching little roadie run anymore. You actually sort of like run. And your active reload is no longer at the top right of the screen or whatever it is under your gun. It's like in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, they've changed the UI a little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they might have an option to go retro with that, at least.
Yeah.
Because like having it in the middle, I don't know. Everyone who plays Gears is used to just looking up to the corner to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're gripes. They're just like two changes and stuff that I noticed.
It's October 6th, I say, early October.
Nice, so just over a month.
Is it on Game Pass, is it?
It will be, yeah.
I think it's weird because obviously this is... Because in the old Gears prequel, they had the retro Lancer, didn't they? Not the normal Lancer without the chainsaw gun. So was there no chainsaw in this one?
Yeah, there was chainsaw gun in this because I was using it.
I know the retro Lancer was in the gameplay at the start, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If they didn't have the chainsaw gun, I think everyone would be sad.
100%. It's the one iconic gun of Gears, mate. But yeah.
I imagine it probably turns up a bit later on in the franchise. Like, oh, we've found a way to get through their tough hides. You know what I mean? Like, we call this the Lancer.
Yeah, but it's fun. I enjoyed playing it this week, even though the servers were balked when I was playing it. So I'm not sure how long the beta's on for either, to be honest.
I think it's been running on and off for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, hasn't it? Depending.
Says
I probably want to test the servers as much as possible.
The Gears multiplayer bit will run across 2 weekends later this summer. Early access 6 to the 10th of August. Well, okay. Well, I don't know. It doesn't really say.
Maybe that's good if they're a bit broken and a bit, because at least they know they need more servers and better quality servers.
Yeah.
Most people don't realize how much of their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making millions pulling details about you from public records and the internet, then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might just sell credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/hidden. Protect yourself now at aura.com/hidden.
This Monday.com ad was created by a team of people and AI agents. Reese, our content agent, wrote the copy based on our best practices, like mentioning Monday.com 3 times. That was the second. Johnny, our coordination agent, built the timeline and kept everyone aligned. Olivia, our human creative director, stayed in the loop. Because agents are great, but they don't always know when a joke lands. She had one note: tell listeners it only takes minutes to build an agent. So, minutes. Create your own AI agent today on Monday.com.
So yeah, it was just quite nice for it to pop up and to be available to give a bish bash bosh. So yeah, all good. Back to Peebs.
Oh, well, another game I've completed but I haven't platinumed is a Lollipop Chainsaw Repop.
Oh yes, great game.
Nice.
Repop. Yeah, well, obviously the original was a 360 game, wasn't it? I think it's 2012. So
yeah,
it's quite old now. But yeah, I liked it. I don't think it's graphically improved that much. Have you played it Switch?
I have it. They've just basically just 4K'd the graphics, haven't they? They're just like up to the resolution mainly, and
I don't think it looked that great. You know, still just kept.
Oh, you can still tell it's an old game, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I really liked it. I've completed it twice.
Oh, wow.
This last couple of weeks. I've played through it twice because first time I just played it on easy just to play through it, and then the second time I played it on hard and collected all the lollipops for some trophies.
Nice.
So, but even on hard, it's not massively hard. Some of the bosses are a little bit of a pain, but yeah, it just brings back memories from playing it back on the 360. And 4 games got woke. I know we were talking about wokey games earlier, but this is certainly not woke. And you'd have thought in this day and age they would have took things out of the game, but they haven't. Like, some of the chat talking in it is hilarious. Like, when you go around saving the, you have to save the students because you're set in a school, aren't you? And you're going around saving students and stuff. And some of the things they say, what's he say? Because obviously she's a 18-year-old flipping, probably one of the best looking characters in the game. One of them up there. I'll put her up there. But
Juliet,
Juliet Starling, and then they
Sorry, was that loud?
Darren.
And then like you'll rescue one of the students, and it'll go, I've just been saved with someone with great tits.
Brilliant.
And, like, you'd never get. And then another one, he saves her, and he's like, I'm going to go home and masturbate now.
I don't remember.
Yeah, there's all that weird stuff. But yeah, you know who was involved in Lollipop Chainsaw?
Is it the same people that did?
James Gunn.
Oh, really?
James Gunn.
Yeah.
Well, he's fucking changed, isn't he?
Is he gone woke now?
Yes.
I don't know. He's just been sort of like trying to badly reboot the DC universe to not much success at the moment.
But they didn't, because the people who did this did Shadows of the Damned as well.
That was a great game as well, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and you can tell it's very that sort of humour and the way they get the sort of similar graphics and stuff. But yeah, I really liked it. Good game.
Back when games had to be like 60-hour.
No,
new game plus end game.
You can do it on easy. I think I did it in about 7 hours. It's not a massive game, but it has got a bit of replayability, and there's other modes. There's like time attack modes and stuff like that, and collectibles to get. But I was going to say something. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, it's gone. But yeah, that's it. It's been on my wish list for a while because it was still full price, but I bought it because it went down. I had a notification to say it had gone down to $19.99, so I got it for like half price.
Oh,
real nice.
So that's why I picked it up.
I sort of say, if there's stuff you're interested in, just have it on your wish list, and it will notify you.
Yeah, I've still got quite a bit on my wish list, and then I actually get like notifications to say, an item on your wish list has been reduced. So then, then to go and have a look and purchase if need be.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because I've got the Witcher. I've never played The Witcher.
Really?
Witcher 3.
Oh my god!
Ultimate game, the ultimate with all the DLC. We've got that on there, and that constantly gets reduced down to like $6.99.
Jeez, mate!
Like for the whole lot.
Such a good game.
I assume they're bringing new DLC out for that as well, aren't they?
Yeah, it's out this year. I think in a couple of months, maybe.
We're bringing DLC out for a game that's 11 years old.
Well, it'll lead into The Witcher 4, I think, so that's why they're doing it.
Crazy.
But yeah, there is, I believe, the PS5 version of The Witcher, isn't there? Like an upgrade for it.
Probably.
Because obviously it came out back in the Xbox One PS4 days.
I think it got a free update.
I did have a couple of glitches on Lollipop Chainsaw, though, which was annoying. In a boss fight, my character fell through the bottom of the map, and I couldn't get back on, so I had to restart the checkpoint, which is annoying. Things like that.
I'd have like a cheeky achievement for something like that, and just call it something like, it's a feature, not a bug or something. Right.
Yeah, but overall, I enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Nice one. Nick?
Yeah, I've been trying to play Crimson Desert.
Are you struggling?
Again. Mate, this game is fucking me off so much. This fight was like, I played it for about 15 hours. It just seems like...
That's nothing.
Yeah, I know, but it's like... Every time I need to... It's like, I'm still doing the tutorial. They're just throwing new shit at me. Like, recently, they're trying to get me to, like, tame a horse. I can't tame this fucking horse. It's chucked me off 10 times. And every time I go to an area and it's like, oh, do this. And I'm like, I don't know how to do any of this shit. And I just like, I just have to keep going on YouTube to find out what I'm supposed to be doing constantly. And then when I go to like look in the comments, it's a load of people in there saying, why the fuck do I have to keep going to YouTube to work out how to play this game?
I will,
it's just so whether or not once you've done it enough times, then you remember.
No, that is the problem with it, mate. No, I will admit that.
Fucking hell.
Because I actually completed it this week. Finally, it took me about 140 something hours. But mate, this is one of those games that they do not tell you enough of where to go, like for a lot of the stuff. So I'm going to preface this now by saying I got to the point in the game where it was like, right, you need to go and fight the final boss, right? I'm just putting it as plain as I can. It doesn't tell you where to fucking go. I had no fucking idea, right?
Ridiculous.
So I went on to YouTube, right? It's like 20 minutes of going through the puzzles, you know, and the place in the sky and unlocking a load of places to get to the final boss. And all the comments under the walkthrough video are people saying, if I didn't come here, I would not know what to do. Why do they make the game so complicated? This is ridiculous, etc., etc. So, mate, I do feel your pain because I used YouTube guides for so much of this game.
Yeah, I mean, we're used to this, aren't we, Webby? To a certain point, like we used, 90s and early 2000s JRPGs. They always used to make them to sell you a strategy guide, but it would be like, how was I know how to beat Ruby Weapon if I didn't kill off 2 of my parties and equip this and junk? Do you see what I mean? So stuff like that, you think, oh, that's fine, but to play the game normally, it's just like I got there and I'm like I was trying to because he can do too much stuff. This dude. Like so many different items, and there's got the same button sometimes for 3 different things, and I have to basically do like the force push move, to go through these holes in these mountains to get to this area, and I'm hitting it, and that just says use your power to smash this thing. So I'm using my power, and I'm like, it's not working. Yeah. So obviously,
I know exactly what you're going to say. Yeah, go on.
And you're like, but you've got to use this power before you use this power to know to basically go kind of like Arkham Knight, like everything goes black and white, and you could see a tiny little ball in the wall. I knew, you have to hit that bit, and I'm like, and like I say, everyone in the comment, why have they done this? They just could not. This is a weird game where I was like, you could have took 50% of this bullshit out, and the game would have been better for it. I just think. And I do stand by and say this is literally a jack of all trades game, but a master of none.
It's
like it does Assassin's Creed, but not as good as Assassin's Creed. It does The Witcher, but not as good as The Witcher. It does exploration like Skyrim, but not as good as Skyrim. They've just tried to do, which I appreciate the effort, but they've put so much into it. And I know people that have either played this game for 200-300 hours and love it, or people have played it for 5 hours and just said, nah.
Yeah, it's very much a Marmite game for sure. I mean, I've got people...
Yeah, it's like
Go on.
It's the gaming equivalent of Willy Wonka's Everlasting Gobstopper. You can literally stick it on for 12 hours and feel like you've accomplished nothing.
Yes, because you didn't put it in your mouth. Yes, because the game didn't tell you had to shove the gobstopper up your arsehole. That's what we did wrong. It's just like, but I'm like, the thing is, I love these types of games, and it should be up my street. And it's just like, every time I play it, I'm like, I'm going to play it. We're doing this. Now I'm on YouTube. And of course, once I'm on YouTube, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the comments. Right, I'll do this. Then all of a sudden I get a notification for something on my phone. And then, I'm out of the game then, isn't I?
Yeah, and that is a big issue with it. I mean, when I really enjoy the game. I think the world is beautiful and the setup is really well done at the beginning. And most of the game I really enjoyed, but a lot of the systems are way too convoluted and overcomplicated. Like I wanted, like, because I spent so many hours on my camp, and I made the camp bigger, and then I sent my dudes off to repair towns, and then I got to a point where it was like, oh, I can't repair this specific town anymore because I need to give more armor and shit in, and I'm like, it's just too much effort. If it feels like started to feel too much like a job to do that. So I just kind of gave up on it in the end, and and that frustrated me because I spent so many hours on my camp and building it up, and I wanted to get the Steam achievement for moving my camp to this other place, and I can't get there because I just can't be fucked to gather any more materials because it's just a pain in the ass. You know, and that's a shame. And I found some of towards the end of the game as well, some of the areas, like you get to the desert area and it's cool with the big train, but it turns very Zelda the whole game, because it's like, oh, you need specific clothing so you don't get too hot, and if you do get too hot, you'll fucking die, and you can have certain food to cool you down and that as well. And I don't like those systems in games because I just find them more annoying than anything. Because then I went onto YouTube to find the best gear to keep me cool, and the best and the other and the opposite in the ice area to keep me warm, you know, just because I couldn't be fucked with the food and all that, you know. So yes, I think the game is great in a lot of aspects as well, Nick, but I do also see the downsides to it as well, and I can admit that. It is still probably my favourite game of the year, though, so far that I've played. I think, even though Pragmata is up there as well, because that was fucking awesome too. But I just enjoyed, like, the world itself was so beautiful, and I spent so many hours just exploring it, and you know. But before the end of the game, like towards the end of the game, I think there's a real great game there, lots of secrets and side stuff to do. I just found the stuff for me towards the end of the game just a bit meh. And the ending itself was a bit meh as well. I'm not going to give it away, but for the most part, good. But yeah, those other the systems and having to go to YouTube for a lot of stuff is I think that's poor design, to be honest. It's a shame, you know. But I'd still recommend it if you like a big game that's going to take you over 100 odd hours and you like YouTube.
When they did another 7 or 8 gig patch again, I think they're up to the stage now where what the game came as standard, they're up to almost double the file size. So, like I said, you said about that a bit I did earlier this week where you went like up really high into the mountains, and like there was like frost in the corner of the screen, but it wasn't killing me. So whether because I'm on easy mode, that doesn't affect you anymore.
I think it just hammers your stamina, and it's the heat is what affects your health.
But yeah, it's just like...
Yeah. But all the...
Just like weird, some of these games were like, I need more, I want more of this game, please. And this one, I'm like, can I have a bit less? Can I have the easy version? Well, I say the easy version, but it's just like, it's telling you to go on YouTube to watch a video on how to do it. It literally takes you out of the game.
Yeah, but it's weird because, like, apart from that, like, the world is massive. It's beautiful. There's so much content in there, and it's just these other little things. They just kind of ruin it a little bit. Like I was at a point in the game where I'd gone into this teleporter thing with the helmet on. You have to go into this house, find your way through this house, and then to get to a specific teleporter to get to this other place, right? Well, I was playing it and I'd got to this place and then my dinner was ready. So I turned the game off and I thought, I'll play it again tomorrow. Well, I went back to it the next day and I was like, where the fuck am I? It put me in some random place. So I had to remember where this fucking house was and do it all again. And I was like, this is so fucking annoying, you know?
This game sounds terrible.
There's so many bits that are awesome, and there's so many bits that...
Webby's the only person who's been positive about it.
I know two people who
Discourse
love it. I mean, some bits are hilarious, some bits are really good. Like, say, the world and some of the cities. Like, I was walking around, I don't know if this bit, Webby, where one of the main areas near the start. They've got like a circus going on.
Yeah. That was a cool bit. I enjoyed that.
I was walking around there, and then I'm walking down this alleyway, and there's a guy standing there having a piss, and he just looks over his shoulder and he goes, "Don't look at me." I'm just like, little stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, they've put so much effort into that, and it's just, I don't know. I think I always complain when people delay games, and I don't know if it's them or because they keep these games so tight because they don't want stuff to leak. Like I said, they don't get proper game testers anymore, like people that will tell them the truth. I think they just have like in-house game testing. You know, like I said, Webby, if you're working with someone and you know they've put so much effort into this horse riding system or this thing, and you know him and you've known him for years and you've, had lunch with him and you're mates with him, and you test it and you go, sorry, mate, this thing you've been working on for years, fucking shit, take it out of the game. You're not going to do it, are you? Because you will know.
I think it also might come down to the fact of, like, with Eastern developers, you might not necessarily have the other people there to literally turn around and go, this is a bit poo, mate, what are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. They keep it all in-house, whereas you really need third-party people to tell you this, to give you some, harsh truths, because you can then fix it. And that's what you want. You want the negative feedback so you can fix the issues, not just pat on the back, and then when it comes out, it's broken. So, I mean, that's not just in video games. We've got the same in movies, haven't we? I remember years ago when I used to go to the cinema and stuff like that, we used to go like all the time, me and my mates, and they used to say, oh, we've got some screenings coming for some films if you want to put your name down. And you'd go to watch a movie like 6 months before it comes out, and then all you have to do is fill out a questionnaire when, like, on your seat and say, oh, is this you liked? And at the end, is there anything you would change and why? Whereas I don't think they do that now because they're scared people are going to film it on their phones, spoil it and stuff like that.
They still have test audiences for films and stuff. Because you hear all the time about them changing endings for stuff.
I know, but it's not random normal people. It's the same people, like doing. If you're hiring someone and you already know they're going to tell you what you want to hear, what's the point? They hired loads of people and said that Supergirl was a really great movie and it was going to sell loads of tickets, and it was a complete and utter fucking flop. So, and everyone knew it was crap apart from the people involved. But I don't know. Maybe Webby can come round my house and get me a tame this fucking horse.
Mate, I don't want to play anymore. I'm done. I'm done.
Your game of the year. You said,
I'm done. I've played so many hours. I've just got Daz Poz in the Twitch chat telling me he absolutely loved it and he had no problem finding the final boss. So I don't know if there's something wrong with me or what. I don't know. But
it could be because you hadn't played it for ages. You know what I mean? Like, there is certain games where you just get in the flow of it and you need to kind of relearn it when you go back to it.
Maybe. I don't know. But
we've all had those ones where you're playing a game, a boss has pissed you off or something, so you put it down and then you go back to it 2 weeks later and it's like, oh, let's try.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even trying, you know what I mean? Like, whereas before you'd be all locked in and getting pissed off because you're getting home.
Yeah. All good. Well, I'm done with Crimson Desert now, Nick, so I'm going to leave you to torture yourself with it.
Right. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So that's the truth. It's not that the game is great. It's annoyed you to hell and you want everyone else to be annoyed with it.
I'm going to make you all go through the same pain as me.
I got a feeling Nick won't finish it.
I can't tame this fucking horse. I've been trying for an hour.
Oh, mate.
Horse wrangling in Red Dead was always a classic.
Well, Daz Poz has just said, I'm glad I finished it, but it's the best detailed open world I've played. So that's some high praise from Daz Poz there. Even more detailed than Red Dead Redemption 2? My goodness, man.
That was far too much detail. I do not need to see a horse get an erection and shit.
Horse testicles actually had proper motion in that game. Now that is attention to detail.
Imagine working on that for a whole year at Rockstar.
I know. Oh, dear. Right, anyway, let's move on. Time is ticking on. Darren, you played anything else?
Yeah, I finally got round to playing the demo for Onimusha Way of the Sword.
That's on the PS5, isn't it?
It's on everything.
And how was it?
I don't know whether I really enjoyed it, to be fair. I mean, I've been looking forward to the game for a long time. It was basically like a sort of supernatural samurai version of like Resident Evil,
nice.
like back in the day. Whereas like Dino Crisis was just Resident Evil dinosaurs, pretty much. But yeah, they've really done a lot with it, like with the polish and everything. Like there seems to be like quite a lot of interaction with like the NPCs and things that are sort of going on. You've got sort of your usual sort of stuff. It's more, I'd say, I wouldn't say soulsy because it's not particularly soulsy with the combat, but there is a lot of sort of like deflections, parries, things like that it teaches you, but it's not like super punishing like a Souls game. Although there are places where you kind of stop at shrines to save. And I think enemies respawn when you do that.
That is very Soulsy.
In areas.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got that sort of aspect to it. And then there's also multiple areas I've gone through where there's like an area that's there, but there's like a barrier protecting it. So I'm guessing later in the game you'll get an ability that enables you to smash those barriers and you'll get through into those areas for obviously other bits and bobs. But it's very well made. It looks gorgeous. There's not really too much else to say about it in that regard. I think the people that wanted to play the demo have played it.
Excellent.
But yeah, it's one of the games that was originally coming out on the 24th of September, but now it's coming out on the 4th of September.
Wow.
So it got its release date moved up by 20 days.
That's good going.
And this looks like to be another good feather in Capcom's cap for the year.
Capcom are doing very well, aren't they? You know, they pushed out some good games this year.
I think they're one of the only studios that I think for the past X amount of years has basically overperformed every year.
Because what did they bring out this year? It was
better than
Pragmata. Was it Resident Evil come out this year as well?
Resident Evil.
That
9
was really good.
Or
yeah.
Pragmata, and then obviously Monster Hunter Stories 3 as well, which I think has done really well.
Oh, fantastic.
And then obviously you've got this.
And
what I was going to say earlier is like you was talking obviously about FIFA and or EA football and stuff, and obviously I remember when EA used to put out multiple games, not just their sports games every year. And it's kind of a shame that all they do now, it seems to be, is like Madden, FIFA, and maybe some random game that Josef Fares has been working on or something that they've helped publish. Well, they don't do any of the other sort of like EA sort of games outside, we'll say like Battlefield, which has become like a biannual franchise at this point.
Kind of. I think they're trying to make them last longer now with the Battlefield games.
Which they should, because I think people are sick of it, like, to be honest. And I think COD would work well to do the same thing, but I don't know whether they'll allow that because they obviously have 3 different developers that make Call of Duty now. So they kind of go on rotation. But we'll see if the new Call of Duty is obviously badly received as the last one, which I doubt it will be because it's modern warfare, isn't it? They're going back to yet again.
Yeah.
So, one other thing I will mention is I have picked up the DLC. I haven't played it for Mafia, the old country.
Oh, yes.
No.
Because I really enjoyed that. I wouldn't say it was like an amazing game, but it's like a good 30 hours of amusement. The only gripe I had with it is you didn't have enough time where you were part of the family, if that makes any sense.
Right, okay.
It kind of, you go in, you get initiated, and then you kind of do a couple of bits, and then the sort of storylines moving on, and you can sort of get a rough idea of where it's going.
Right.
Kind of thing. But yeah, the Man of Honor, which was reasonably priced. It was like £9.
Oh, that's pretty good.
which is pretty good for a DLC. Plus the fact that on the day they released that DLC, they also did an update for Mafia Definitive Edition.
Oh, fantastic.
That brought it to 60 FPS.
Oh, what, the trilogy one? Or is it the...
This is the Definitive Edition that was sold separately.
I thought that was in Mafia Trilogy, Mafia 1.
I think it is, but yeah, they're remastering, or they've redone something called like Mafia the Omerta Collection, which comes with all 4 games. So you get, obviously, Mafia Definitive Edition, Mafia 2, Mafia 3, and obviously Mafia the Old Country. And I think maybe the DLC with it as well.
Yeah, I've got the trilogy as I dropped all the games on the floor. It says on the back, yeah, Mafia Definitive Edition 2 and 3.
So I'm not entirely too sure how it works. I think you just, if it's a disc edition or whatever, I think you just pop the disc in, look for the thing on the marketplace, and it should allow you to download it for free. I know it's a bit iffy. But what I did is, because I own Mafia the Definitive Edition anyway on Xbox, and it's uninstalled at the moment, I was just like, I was tempted to get a PS4 physical copy and then do the upgrade. And then I think I looked on the store and they were selling like Mafia the Definitive Edition, like where you can just download the PS5 version of it for £5.20 or something. And I was like, I'm having that. That's like a pint.
Yeah.
It's like the price
it's less
of
than a pint these days, but yeah.
it's like a good price for a digital game. If that was to get removed from me or whatever, I wouldn't be too pissed off. It was like $5. Like, there's not really anything, really, is it?
Yeah.
It's not even an hour's pay at work. So yeah, it will be interesting to play it, and it did say that it's actually Pro enhanced as well on the PS5 version.
Nice.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to know what the actual Pro enhancements are. Obviously, all this does is, I think, tweak the resolution, change the lighting, and 60 FPS. But I thought the Definitive Edition of Mafia was like pretty well done anyway. Yeah. And I love games set in that time period. I've just got a thing for that kind of time period. I don't know whether it's because I'm getting old. I like old things.
Yeah.
Or things that take me back in time, like to sort of like periods that don't exist anymore. So yeah, I'm looking forward to jumping into that. And obviously I'll be earning trophies, whereas like I was partway through it on Xbox, so I've still got that one I can revisit. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that's out and about for people that have it.
The internet says if that's digital, it should be available for free on Xbox, but I don't know about if you put the disc in or not.
Yeah, I know it wasn't free if you got the PS Plus version of it.
Makes sense.
So you couldn't get like the free upgrade if you owned the PS Plus one. But like say, if you just want to buy it outright at the moment, it's like £5.20 or something.
Brilliant.
So it's a very good price for what I believe to be a pretty damn good game, even though it is a remake of an old game that's must be like 15-something years old now, or at least.
Maybe older. That's original Xbox, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, the original one was. Yeah.
OG Xbox.
Yeah, I mean the original.
Yeah, I never. The first one I started with was Mafia 2. I started with, which I still think is a fantastic game. But unfortunately, they haven't done this. Yeah, they haven't done the 60 FPS upgrades for Mafia 2 and 3, I believe, which is a bit of a shame. Because I'd love it if they did a definitive of the second game, because I really, really enjoyed that. I liked the way you went through the different years in it, didn't you? So you started off just after the war, and then it was like a decade or so later, and then it was like a decade or so later on, and the city slightly changes, the architecture slightly changes, and the seasons change as well in the game.
Yeah, and the snow and stuff.
I remember the snow where you'd see NPCs like actually slip over and fall on their bums and stuff and start,
With that, the story was just so focused as well. It's like you go through the game, you go through the story, with your mate, and it's like everything is, whereas a lot of these open world games, they add so much more to it. You do all this side quest stuff, then you completely forget what the main story is.
Yeah, that's what pulled me into it, because it was very, very story and character focused, and that's what you want from old Mafia stuff, because it's all about family or people trying to work together.
I remember I streamed
deceptions and stuff.
The definitive edition, and I don't know if that was in the original, but obviously in the definitive edition, you complete the game, there's some credits, and then the game starts up again, and you're an old man of the character you were playing as, and then the guys from Mafia 2 turn up and kill you. So I'm like, oh, now I know who he is, and stuff like that. And that was like such an awesome way of, putting those games together. That couldn't have been in the original, could it? Because Mafia 2 wasn't out before Mafia 1, was it? So obviously, that's something they put in.
I was actually thinking of this earlier on as well, because obviously you got the new GTA coming out, haven't you, later this year? As far as we're aware, anyway.
Yeah.
We don't know if there's any rumoured delays or anything that are going to get suddenly announced.
Imagine if they took £1 million worth of pre-orders and then they delayed it again.
But yeah, I've been watching, obviously, they had trailers on YouTube for they're still doing stuff for GTA Online. And obviously, you had characters in GTA Online that you interacted with for the missions and stuff. And they've been showing those off for the last bunch of free updates and stuff they've done. And the characters just bland. There's nothing to them. They're boring, or they're just silly or stupid. So it's going to be interesting to see what this new GTA is actually going to be like with the characters and NPCs and that you interact with. Because obviously, a lot of the people that probably helped make GTA 5 back in the day probably aren't at the company anymore.
Definitely.
So again, you've probably got a whole new load of people in.
Oh dear.
So it's going to be it's going to be very, very interesting to see how well written or done the story and characters actually are going to be in this new one.
For sure.
Well, the last 2 or 3 years of GTA Online, the story stuff they've done for that, the cutscenes, has been very, very woke.
Oh dear.
So, yeah. Maybe not pre-order it yet, just to see.
Who would pre-order a digital game anyway?
I still think you'll get your money's... Well, a lot of people kind of do that because they're incentivized to it with digital goodies and stuff, aren't they?
Madness, I tells thee.
Well, I like the Vice, because you get the Vice City pack if you pre-order. I'm like, so I literally know most people's favourites, like Vice City or San Andreas, and they're literally just holding that away from you so you pre-order it. Because I think you're going to have to pre-order it 2 weeks before it come out, so they'll send you the disc or the box with the code a week before the game's out, so you've got a week to pre-install it, that sort of thing. But
what were you going to say, Peebs?
Well, I'm going to purchase it, but I'm not pre-ordered it yet because they take the money straight out, don't
on
they?
PlayStation.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. They've took over £1 billion in pre-orders already. Take the money straight away. I'm just on PlayStation.
Yeah, because on Xbox they don't charge you until it's out. So
I don't know.
He's forgotten.
Which is a more sensible way of doing it, in my opinion, because usually if you order something online, you can either choose to pay up front or pay on release.
Cool.
But yeah, is that later this? Is that this weekend or this week just coming up, or is it next week? The Netflix thing.
No, I think it's the week after,
isn't it?
Isn't it? It was the next week. I can't bloody remember now.
It might be this Saturday coming. That's the 22nd.
On Shitflix, yeah, and then it's coming to YouTube 5 hours later or something silly. Yeah,
it'll all be over Twitter before then, anyway.
Yeah.
I know they've stopped people posting about, posting gameplay footage and all that kind of stuff, but I'm sure people will be saying enough.
Oh, mate, some of the shit I've been seeing on Twitter the last few days has been hilarious. The Trump in Ocarina of Time videos.
Yeah,
oh, my God, so funny. Oh, love.
Is this because Nintendo basically had a pop at the White House for using loads of their franchises and stuff?
So they've just been hammering it. Yeah. So funny.
Mainly for the Pokemon one, I think, wasn't it? The Ice video, got to catch them all.
Yeah, it's just like Trump in Ocarina of Time just talking shit. Oh, it's just so funny. Oh. Anyway, big shout out.
Yeah, that was me done. Then you made.
That's right, mate. A big shout out again to Battlefield 6. I know we just briefly mentioned EA. Still absolutely loving it. My favourite multiplayer game at the minute. It is just so much fun. And Tuesday, we have some more stuff coming to Battlefield 6. We have Wake Island making a return to Battlefield 6, which I am really excited for because it is one of my favourite maps. Because I've been just playing Suru Reef since that came out a few weeks back. So it'd be nice to have a new map that I want to play because I'm loving the mixture of air, land, and sea vehicles in large maps. And they're also launching it with the Top Gun stuff as well. So adding a new Top Gun, well, the characters, the planes, the music, and a new plane-only mode, which I might give a go, but I think it's mainly for the Battle Royale mode as well. They're adding some Top Gun stuff. I'm not quite sure because I've only played the Battle Royale mode once because I'm just hooked on my usual Conquest. But yeah, loving Battlefield at the minute. And I've been getting a few people from the community to game with me as well, which has been quite nice. So yeah, it's been great, mate. So I just wanted to give Battlefield a big shout out. I'd be interested to see where it goes now the Saudis own it. But at the moment, it's absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. So.
Yeah, I'll probably have a go this week and check out the new map and stuff.
Brilliant, mate. Well, we should try and find some time to hop on together.
Yeah.
Lovely jubbly. Apart from that, new game as well. I did briefly mention it in the Patreon episode last week. I've not played it loads this week, but I wanted to just mention it again. Dragon Sword Awakening. It's only on PC at the moment, but it is slated to come to consoles at some point in the near future. As I explained last week, it's basically similar to those gacha games like Genshin Impact and NTE, etc. But it's a one-time purchase, £25, and you get the full game. There's no extra additions to pay for, apart from if you want to buy some extra clothes for your characters. You know, that's an option. But like in normal gacha games like this, it's you pay for characters and time unlocks and shit. There's none of that in this. You just unlock the characters as you're playing it. Just briefly mention the world is very beautiful and green and lush with medieval type architecture for the towns and cities, which I really, really like. But so I've not played it loads because I've been quite busy this week, but I just wanted to give it a shout out because it's nice to play something that you don't have to pay for extra in-game stuff for. And in that sense as well, I have been playing NTE a little bit, Darren. Yeah, cool. So I've actually been playing it on my PC and my phone because why not? And it actually runs really well on phones, actually. But what's handy is if I just want to log in on my phone to do like the daily quick stuff, it's been quite handy.
Does it run well on your new phone?
It does run really well.
Not everyone's got not everyone's got a $2,000 phone like what you just bought, mate.
Well, I must say the screen on the Z Fold 8 is beautiful for gaming. But no,
what one did you have before though? You had a something
S23 Ultra, yeah.
I bet that was
decent. It was decent,
well,
yeah. But it.
How did you fit that in your pocket? Because some of the Ultra phones used to be massive, didn't they? These ones almost like a notebook.
He put it in his handbag.
Put it in my man bag, mate. Come on, it's pink and fluffy. No, I've got it fits in your jeans, your short pockets or whatever. The fold fits in there as well. It's fine, you know. But no, because I want to get to that bit on NT that Darren's been telling me about with the board game thing, and I've not got that far yet, so I'm trying to get there. But every time I play it, I'm just like,
what quest are you doing at the moment? It's not really spoilery. You know?
You know what? Where did I get to this week? I wasn't really paying a lot of attention, mate, to be honest.
I was going to say that the story from like the end of the first patch up to now has been like quite good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where it was in my mind. It's gone, mate. I can't quite. It might come to me later. It was early on in the week I was doing the story stuff. Because later on in the week I was just been doing my dailies, and then it said I had a maximum of these things. So I was doing the tent thing, if that makes sense, to do the to use my token things. But no, I'm still enjoying the city and stuff like that, and it's just a really cool game. So yeah, I've been dipping into that. But the big game that I bought today, I bought 3 copies of this fucking game, all in one day, to play with my wife and kids. And I've also, I bought 2 copies on Steam and a copy on the Switch 2. Is a little game called Big Walk. And it is on PlayStation Plus as well, Mr. Peebs.
Yeah, it's free. It's free on any version of PS Plus as well.
But I'm quite sad that it's not on Xbox. I think what I read was Sony did a 6-month exclusivity deal on Big Walk, which is why I went on PS Plus. Yeah, so saddy face. But so myself, my 2 kids and my wife, and Evan joined us as well. So there's 5 of us on it at one point this evening. I was on the PS5. My son was on my Steam Deck. My wife was on the laptop, and my daughter was on the Switch too. And it's a cool little game. So it's the same people that made Goose Game, if you've ever played that. But apparently they spent 5 or 6 years making this. So basically you make a game and you drop in, and it's fully cross-play with any platform, apart from Xbox, because it's not out on there. And you get dropped into this giant island, and you basically have to work together to solve puzzles. And they are quite tricky as well, to be honest. And
you've been using YouTube again?
No,
then?
because there isn't any guides, because they're kind of random, I believe. Yeah.
Oh.
But you have to work together, because there's so basically to get to the next area, you got to get these 4 kind of things to unlock a key, and then you got to make the key shape, and then to unlock, so the first bit was to drop a bridge to get to the next area, and you have to really work together in really weird ways to solve the puzzles. There was one where there was a button up high, and I said to my wife, "Because how the fuck are we going to do this?" And my wife was like, well, one person can jump on one person's head. And I was like, I wonder if we could all jump on each other's heads, all 4 of us, to make a big kind of ladder for ourselves and then hit the button. And it actually worked after some fanning around with crouching and stuff. And there was another one where we had to find one of the totems, and there was we got to some weird area, and I was like, Marcus was with me, and I was like, oh, there's a telescope here, let's look through that. And I could kind of make something out, but there was a button next to it. I said, Marcus, hit the button, and it lit it up. And I was like, right, it's there. And so then I had to guide Marcus there, because it was really far away. But it made it a bit easier, because we're all in the same room, so we can talk to each other. But if you're playing all online and you're not in, say, Discord or Party Chat, it's all voice chat in game, and it's works like in real life. The further away you are, the quieter someone gets. So within the game as well, you can get walkie-talkies and a radio station, so you can talk to each other far away. But it's really easy to drop things as well. So like my daughter had a radio, and then she dropped it in the ocean and lost it. So it's like, well, we're not using that radio anymore. And the same with a torch. Yes, very cooperative, but it's all done in a very cute way where your characters, the buttons are done in a way where you can move their arms in different directions. So then there's areas where, like, so there was one where you're in a soundproof room and you're holding up these kind of symbols and you had to kind of work out this puzzle. But because obviously we're all in the same room, we were just telling each other, which is kind of a cheat. But if you're playing it properly online, then obviously that's going to make it a lot more challenging. But anyway, we got through the first area, and then the next area was freaking massive. And we didn't actually get to the end of the second area, but it was kind of a big tower, and we climbed to the top of it, and there was like, oh, we've got to put these 5 things in to get this key, and we only got one item in the end because you got your binoculars out and you're looking at this expanse of the map, and you're like, well, we could go there, there's something there. So we ended up going to this maze, and you go in the maze, and there's all these holes in the maze. And then we got to another bit, and it was like, right, there's a timer. There's like an egg timer here. And Marcus picked it up, and it started ticking, and it was literally like 6 or 7 seconds, and then it just exploded. And then we figured out we had to get it to this other place in the maze within the time limit. And we spent about an hour trying to figure that out. And once we sussed it, we felt like geniuses, because it was like, right, there's certain there was holes all in the maze. And it was like, there was 5 of us, and we all stood in different places of the maze and like moved it between the holes, between each other to get it to the end. But figuring that out, man, that was like mind bending. So it's not an easy game, especially when you're playing with a 6-year-old who just wants to mess around and is not paying attention, which led to some frustrations from me. But this is such a cool game because it's very chill, where you kind of just find your own way to the different puzzles, and you can just stumble across some of them by accident as well. I really like that. But the other thing is you can only hold one item each, and it has a day and night cycle. So if one of you doesn't have a lamp or a torch, you cannot see shit in the night. So you need to make sure one of you's got a light as well. So
Stunty's been playing a lot of this.
Yeah, he's been playing it with his daughter. Yeah, but it's very, very.
I just don't like the art style. I think it looks crap.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. But the reason they made the art style of the characters like that is because they can make them very expressive with their movements. So when you can't hear someone because it's meant to be played in the game chat, like as I explained, like you can kind of see where people are pointing and stuff. So that's kind of why it's been designed like that. But the graphics in the actual world itself are pretty good, and the design is well laid out. And I love puzzle games and anyway. So like having a co-op puzzle game that's kind of cutesy, like so my kids are going to enjoy it, is a big tick in my box, because you know, myself, my wife, my kids, and Evan as well, 5 of us all playing it today for a good few hours, and it was just.
Yeah, it's good that you can all join up and play like that. What happens if I wanted to come on and I've got no one to play with? You just play it with randoms, do you? Or?
So this is what I was going to get to, was you need people to play with, because when you go onto the main menu, the only way to play it is to create a game, or to have if you want to join a game, you need the game code, because obviously it's full crossplay. There's no server browser. So you need friends. Obviously, you could probably join a Discord server for it and find people to play with, which is an option. But I think these sort of games are better played with people you know, because you know each other already. You got the banter. You can work together a bit better. So yeah, I mean, because I've got the people to play it with, you know, it makes it a good time, right? And as long as you got the code, you know, people can join the game in progress as well, which is really handy. And I think you can have up to 15 or 20 people in your game, which is fucking mental.
Oh,
yeah, so
that'd be hilarious.
yeah, so yeah, it's I think it's really cool. And I can see why it's taken them so long to make, because the island itself is it's very well designed. You feel like you're just stumbling onto some of the puzzles, as I said. And then, like the second area where we got to, it kind of looped back because we opened this door, and the door opened up to our spawn area where we started off in the whole game originally. I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. A bit like that moment do you remember in Dark Souls where you loop back round to the original bonfire? You're like, wow, this is cool. This is really cool level design. So, yeah, I really like it, man. We're definitely going to be playing it tomorrow. The kids are like, Daddy, you want to play it tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. So this is going to be our game for a little while, I think, just because it's just, yes, the puzzles are hard, but the kids just seem to enjoy just wandering around and stumbling onto things. And but the problem is you can wind people up really easy. Like my boy was winding up my daughter loads because you can grab the items off people and then you can kick them away. So what was he doing all the time? He grabbed her binoculars and then just kicked them into the ocean, and they were lost forever. So she was screaming, Marcus! I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, so there's some of that,
Takes after his dad then.
But it's a good fun game, mate. It really is. So it's a good surprise. I'm really happy it's on PS Plus because it's giving more people on PlayStation to give them a go. And like Stunty, he's playing it with his daughter. Peebs, you could even play it with us, because you don't have to pay for it, But it's cheap as well, because obviously I got it on PS Plus. I bought 3 copies. Obviously, the most expensive copy was on the Switch 2, and that was like £10.99, I think, on the Switch 2, and on Steam it was like £10.20. So, not too bad, I guess, for all the fun times. But yeah, I really like it. So I just wanted to give it a big shout out. To people that maybe have got PS Plus and fancy dabbling on it, or might want to pick it up on PC, I don't know. But yeah, it's been a good highlight. As I say, I only picked up today, and definitely going to go back to it. And it's good to support a smaller indie developer as well, so it makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. And that's all I've played.
It's a British game as well, is it? Is it a British game?
No,
well, British accents,
it's
aren't they?
Australian, I think, or New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yes, that's right, yeah.
I can't quite tell if it's Australian or New Zealand. There's kind of a mixture, I believe, but yeah. Still pretty cool. But that's all I've played. Have you guys played anything else that you want to talk about?
Well, I've got a couple. Yeah. I know Stunty talked about it the other week when he was on. I've been playing Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh, yeah.
I've done about 15 hours, quite a bit way into it. It's sort of my main game at the minute because I have got Hell Is Us on disc here waiting to play, but I don't want to start it yet until I get this finished. I don't want 2 sort of big games on the go. So I'm trying to rattle through this Star Wars, but obviously everyone knows I'm a big Star Wars fan, so... and it's on PS Plus. I know it was supposed to be, it was broken quite a bit, wasn't it, when it first came out, but they've patched a lot of it and seems to be working all right now. I mean, I've had no issues with it. Yeah, I'm liking it. It's big, it's a massive game. Well, I think it is so far. I mean, there's lots of planets to go and explore and quite open worldy going around. The only thing my gripe with it, there's a lot going on. There's like loads of contracts to do, main missions, collectibles. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I've found it quite hard to navigate the map and everything. There's a few little niggly bits that aren't perfect with it, but apart from that, I'm quite liking the combat and the missions. You got this little pet thing that you can send off to do things for you, like grab items and open doors. And I mean, have you ever played it?
Nah, I'm not being interested in it, mate, to be honest. I like the previous ones with that ginger guy. I forget his name, but Cal, was it?
Yeah,
Was it Cal, his name? But this one, I saw it was broken at launch, and I don't like the main character. She looks like a donk, so no.
Yeah, it's a little bit wokey in that way. A lot of the main characters all seem to be women.
And ugly. I wouldn't mind if it was a good-looking one, mate. I'm going to put that out there, but,
Yeah.
Not playing no Uggos.
But yeah, I'm liking it. I think, Stunty's completed it because I looked at his trophies.
Yeah, he talked about it last time he was on.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like there's a mechanism when you've got they call it slicing doors, where you've got the locked doors and you've got a bit like Fallout, when you've got the lockpick, you have to pick the door. This is like they call it slicing the doors, and that is a real ball ache, and you can't skip it. It's like you have to tap the trigger in sequence with the pattern on the screen, and it is I find it. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm finding it difficult. And I'm sometimes there for 5 or 10 minutes trying to get in a door.
Yeah.
It's just like, why can't you not skip this? It's ridiculous.
That's a shame.
But it might just be me.
It's a shame.
I'd be interested to see what Stunty says about that. I'll have to speak to him.
I'll tell you.
I think.
Sorry, mate. I'll tell you what does look good, though, mate. There's been a lot of preview videos of the new Star Wars Galactic Racer out the last few days.
All right.
It looks so good. Like, I was kind of on the fence when I first saw it. I thought, it looks quite cool, but the more I've seen of it, like, they've put a lot into this. Like, really beautiful environments. The racing looks sick. Like, loads of customization options. Like, check out some YouTube videos, later.
Oh, I didn't know nothing about this.
It's X Criterion as well, isn't it?
I think so. I'm not really sure, but it looks really good, because I remember the N64 version being a lot of fun back in the day, but I think they've done from what I can see, I've not played it, obviously, but it looks like they've done a fantastic job.
I think it looks good from what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it might be one for you to check out, Peebs, because obviously being a big Star Wars fan, like this.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about this.
Get some multiplayer on this, mate. That'd be well good, I think.
Yeah, it does look cool. Yeah,
sorry, mate. I just wanted to let you know.
When's that out?
Let me have a look. I don't think it's far out.
Early October, I think. That's my rough idea. Or it could be next month.
6th of October.
Oh.
Same day as Gears.
There you go.
The September-October period is quite incredible when it comes to releases.
I know.
Although I'd say incredible now, but these are the kind of things that used to happen every Christmas. Like, I used to buy so many games during Christmas, in the 360 era, because you'd have so much coming out.
Well, and there's another Star Wars game coming out, Peebs. Did you know about Star Wars Zero Company?
Yeah, I did. I have seen that one come up on the dashboard. I don't know much about it, but I have seen it come up on the dashboard. I don't know what sort of game that is.
Type
is
game.
Is it an RTS? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too bothered about them type of games.
Yeah, it looks quite cool, man. I thought you'd be interested.
Yeah, this racing one, I'm watching the Twitch stream now. It does look quite...
oh, yeah, the racing one looks awesome, yeah.
Quite interesting, yeah. Yeah, well, this Outlaws, and you do get to... There's like open world, and you can go to the desert, and you can use a speeder. Then there's some space missions where you go to... You can obviously fly to different planets, but you do get into space battles. They're a bit tedious, I'm finding, because they just seem to throw loads of enemies at you. You just see, I just want to get somewhere, and then you've got loads of enemies to fight. It's just a bit annoying. But I'm persevering with it. I'm quite enjoying what I'm playing with it, and
good.
Hope to complete it. I think looked at Stunties. I think it took him about 28 hours. I'm on about 15 hours, so I will get more trophies than him.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear.
But but I have actually been contemplating: do I go back to Xbox this week?
What?
Do I go back? Well, only because of some of the controversies over the PlayStation.
A text says, "You're on my mind." A bouquet from 1-800-Flowers says, "You're my everything." Heartfelt moments belong in the real world, not just your phone. For 50 years, 1-800-Flowers has helped millions of people make memories that'll last a lifetime with gifts they'll cherish forever. Their expertly curated arrangements and gift baskets ship nationwide with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't wait for the next big moment. Make it when you visit 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.
Do I go back? I don't know. I'm still undecided at the minute.
Wow, I didn't think I'd hear those words from you, Peebs. Come back to the dark side.
Just because of the digital stuff, and Yeah, we'll see. I'm still enjoying my PlayStation at the minute, though. I will say that. But obviously, when it goes digital and there's no games to buy physical, then that might change things. I mean, to be fair, 80-90% of my purchases are digital, so I can't grumble too much. But like Helldivers, I went and bought. That was on sale. I got it for like 20 quid, I think.
Would you buy it brand new for 70? That's what you've got to ask yourself, isn't you?
No.
Well, it wasn't that expensive anyway. It was like a £50 game. It was a really well-priced game, I think.
Yeah, but Peebs, you borrow a lot of games off your brother. You do CX quite a bit as well, I know. So, but...
Well, I'm borrowing a game tomorrow. Guy at work texted me today. He's finished the new... what's it? Yotei game, the Japanese game.
Well,
he's got that on disc.
Don't let him know that there's DLC coming out for it. So.
But he texted me, he said, do you want to borrow it? And I said, well, yeah, well, obviously that will stop, won't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I will keep quiet about the DLC for now. So yeah, I've got that next, and I might have to start playing that first before I play Helldivers, because I'll have to try and complete it before.
That's a long game as well, mate.
Can't keep it forever. I did platinum the first one.
Oh, fantastic.
I platinumed the first one, so I don't know if this one's going to be easy to platinum or not.
Well,
I mean, he did say it is fairly similar to the first one. There's a few different things, but he said it's fairly similar. So we'll see. I did enjoy the first one, though.
Nice.
But yeah, that's about it, really.
Anything else from anyone else? Before we move on to the news?
I'm good. It's just my usuals, basically, the weekly logins and stuff.
All good, mate. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the news. Not been too much because we've already talked about a couple of things. Helldivers 2, though, is now on PlayStation Plus, which is good news for PlayStation owners. The few PlayStation owners that didn't actually buy the game when it came out. And there's some new content. So they're keeping the game going, and it's still proving to be very popular. So that's good news.
Yeah, I'll keep meaning to go back onto that. I haven't played it for a while.
Yeah, it's definitely a decent game. So,
yeah.
So that is good news indeed. This was quite an interesting one I picked up on the old Twitter sphere. A woman writing a Saber game said she was fired and replaced with AI. And the CEO put a public response to this. I just want to read it out because it was pretty mad. His comment, Stella who? I had to ask Claude because I've never spoken to her or seen her. We have already said we were using AI for certain parts of the game and we'll update the Steam page once we have finalised the feature set. Let me clarify that the entire story script were in it to win an award would go to someone who can walk up on stage and receive it. It was always our intention to reveal this until Stella violated her confidentiality clause and revealed this before we were ready. We look at our use of AI in this particular game, which will be lower price title, as a plus for consumers. As far as Stella is concerned, she was replaced by someone more talented and terminated for a variety of reasons a few months later. From what I can gather, she enjoys controversy even more than I do. I would frankly, in retrospect, have been happy to replace her with AI. At least we would be dealing with someone programmed to be honest. Wow.
I mean... Fair enough.
Wow. Public response. You don't see that very, very often, do you? I just thought that was quite an interesting thing that I just noticed this week.
That's a lot of things. I saw there's a guy who does like a lot of YouTube. Like the big YouTubers, they pay people to like dub their videos. And like there's a guy, was it Mr. Who's the Boss? He pays people like something like $1,000 per upload, but he's a really big YouTuber, to dub them into like 4 different languages. But now AI can just do it for free.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I'm going to continue to pay this guy. I was like, no, you're not.
Why would you?
But, well, it's just all right liking people and wanting people, but eventually, money's money, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I can get something for free, I'm not going to pay for it.
Indeed. But then what we're seeing with the AI models now is you have to start paying for them, like you get a usage limit and shit. So
Yeah.
When all games are run by AI, that's what you'll be doing. You'll be paying to connect to a server to play the games. You will be like basically renting your games, literally.
Well, we've been doing that for years, really, haven't we?
The only last thing I picked up on this week, so add more stuff if you think I've missed anything, is Wolverine had some gameplay released online, and there's a lot of memes and trolling going on about Wolverine. There was a meme about how Wolverine had copied Ben 10's boss from the Ben 10 game. And it was actually a one-to-one representation. I was actually quite shocked at what I saw.
That's been a thing in boss games for years, though. Like, I think that's what people were kind of bummed out about. Like, are you doing this again?
Yeah.
Didn't God of War have the same thing as well? God of War 3, I think
most games have had that giant enemy that slams his hands or something down for you to beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wolverine seems to be getting a lot of crap.
Well, it does look shit, to be fair.
I don't think it looks shit. It just looks generic and like we've played it already.
And aren't they bringing out actual physical PlayStation limited edition Wolverine PlayStation? Yes. I'd read.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that'd be quite cool, but
they haven't done that for a while. Actually, they used to.
No, they don't seem to do. No, they don't seem to do that thing anymore, do they?
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
One of my biggest regrets is selling my bloody Star Wars one, Xbox 360.
Yeah, we talked about you last week, Peebs, about your Star Wars Xbox.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and you getting rid of it.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Oh, mate.
The other bit of news. What about the us PlayStation fanboys are supposed to be shutting down our PlayStations, aren't we, for a week in protest?
Oh, there's a protest. I think I saw a brief mention of it, actually. Yeah. What? Tell me more, Peebs.
Well, I only know a little bit of what I've heard on another podcast, and I did read it, and they're saying I think it's this week or next week. Apparently, every PlayStation owner is supposed to be turning their PlayStation off for a week, which is not going to happen, is it?
Turn off for a month anyway.
Even though
protest.
I don't want to watch it, I've got so much shit going on in games that if I don't log in and grab it, I'm missing out on a lot of shit.
Yes. I mean, it's like, no, and I'm paying
isn't subscriptions for like stuff like 14, so it's like I don't want to not log into 14.
Oh yeah, I've just found it. I've just found an article about it. The PS Blackout organisers are asking PlayStation owners to refrain from logging into and purchasing any content on the PlayStation platform from August the 23rd to August the 30th. Will you be taking part, Peebs?
Yeah.
No, it's not this week. It's the following week.
Yeah, it's the following week. I mean, if I thought everyone else was going to do it, then I probably would, but...
The 23rd is next week.
You know... Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
You know people aren't going to... If everyone did it and you thought
servers,
and you thought it would achieve anything, then yeah.
But with your wallets in here, just don't.
Yeah.
Well, I say don't buy any more physical games. You can't.
Saddy face. Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I can think of.
It's quite an interesting one. But Sony don't give a fuck anyway. They've got your money for your PS Plus and that anyway. So.
Well, they're doubling down, and they're not. They reckon they're not going to change their mind on it. So
it's because they're not seeing any proper like financial backlash yet or anything. They'll only start doing stuff when it starts hitting them in the pocket.
Of course.
Some of the stuff you won't see the ripple effect from for a while.
Yeah.
So you've still got another year of physical game.
They did cut the books a bit, though, didn't they? Like I said, we're all seeing a lot of articles and videos on it. There, we made not only 90% of our sales are disc based. I was like, yeah, but they're including didn't you say Peebs where you bought Star Wars and that was £6 or something and stuff like that? You know, so they include loads of people who buy those games. Well, yeah, you know. People buy loads of that. Most of us, well, if we buy digital, we buy them years later or whenever when they have a sale on. To actually say 1 for 1, how many people pre-order and buy it day one or within the first month and to disc, I think that would be a lot closer.
Yeah.
But that's why they keep remastering everything, because people are still buying it, because even though we've played them, people who haven't, people who are, when the game's 5 years old, 10 years old, they're now 20, they were 10 when it came out, it's a new customer. So rather than making new games for customers, they're waiting for new customers to buy their old games.
Oh,
shame.
I've just seen someone, tag posted on Discord earlier that Sonic and friends are going into Fortnite.
Oh, yes, I did see this today. Like, when I logged in, there was in the corner something to do with Sonic and that, and I was like, have they already been in before? Because you've got like little pets now that run around with you in games.
Oh my God.
That you can set, and they can sell you new ones. And obviously they've had SpongeBob, Patrick, and various other characters from like Rick and Morty and stuff.
Wow. Yeah, they've got Sonic the Hedgehog, Joker from Persona, Mega Man, Crash Bandicoot.
Some of those are cool, but then when you get there and you think, what? Like, I bought some Dragon Ball ones a few years ago when I still played that, and like, I'll buy Vegeta, this is awesome. But he's like 15 foot tall compared to everybody else, so you can't really use them, because anywhere you try and hide behind a tree or whatever, he's
giant
15 foot tall. So he's giant head, and well, just a whole giant person. So it's like, oh, you could play that character, but you could see him all the time. So I think they're still expensive though, like the DLC characters for that. Do you still play Fortnite Switch? Or do you
not the actual Battle Royale, but I played the Save the World and the music mode festival. Which this one is horrible. Oh.
I can't believe you're still playing it, Darren. You're crazy.
It's entertaining.
On that note, mate, we had a question from your brother this week for the podcast.
All right.
So from Matty G, he says, currently playing Final Fantasy Rebirth and Splatoon Raiders. Well, both are great games. One has amazing music and the other is total arse. This has got me thinking, what game has the best music? Would love to hear your opinions. Well, I think you're going to know the answer from me and Darren. But what about you, Peebs and Nick?
I think Matt, my brother, would obviously want to hear what I'd say. I don't know, it's a toss-up probably between two games, but then like there'll be a bunch of others. So 14, I would say, has got such a beautiful arrangement of vast musical styles to it as well. And I'd say the other one, probably, I'd have to say Skyrim is being one of the greatest soundtracks ever made. It's just something you can constantly listen to that's just chill.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, for the actual sort of field music.
The ambiance as you're walking around, and it's, I know what you're saying.
But yeah, there's so many games out there with amazing soundtracks. Like, I'd even go as far as to say Nier. I still prefer the soundtrack to Nier over Automata.
Yeah, that was good. Do you know what's weird? Because I've been doing a lot of driving with the family the last few weekends and we've been listening to like the old Video Games Live albums, and we actually listened to the Eorzean Symphony album today. But while we listened to the Video Game Lives albums, like, me and the missus were like, they used to do them shows every fucking year, and I haven't done one since before COVID now. Like, it all just seemed to have stopped. All the concerts, all the video game music concerts.
Well, no, the Video Games Live thing kind of went tits up a little bit because of the Tommy Tallarico. Because it was him that was
the main guy who liked to get up on stage and rock the guitar. Yeah.
So he was involved with the Amico console that was kind of this huge controversial thing.
Right.
I think it was like a crowd-funded, like, retro console. But I can understand his point. He wanted to make a games console for just, like, families and stuff. Like, as in, it doesn't have violent games on it or anything like that. It's like a perfect game to get out for, like, young children and stuff like that. But also has fun games that the entire family could play together. And it was kind of like one of those things that was very close to, like, the sort of streaming boxes with the little indie games on it.
Right, yeah.
They released one, didn't they? Was it Amazon or someone at one point? Released like a streaming game box, didn't they? Which had its own control and everything. It was so impressive to me that I completely forgot the name of it.
On live?
No, not on live. This was like after that.
Right. I don't know.
It was like a console that came out that was a streaming thing, and it got shut down like a couple of years after it came out. Oh, is that it? Yep, that's probably the one. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, he was involved with a games machine, and I think there was a lot of controversy, and obviously that affected him doing the shows and stuff as well. And probably ripple effects from that. But the Final Fantasy ones and all of that lot are still going on. You just have to have your ear to the ground for these things. They're not publicly announced.
Because they sell out so quick as well.
You'll just see a mention on a website. Or, I mean, I only found out about the Skyrim concert that was like the unofficial, quote, Skyrim concert that was held up in London.
Right.
Which was performing, obviously, Jeremy Soule's music without his approval.
Right.
So they had to do like weird alternate renditions. So it was cool that I heard variants of the music in Skyrim that was like 90% spot on, but it had added flourishes and things to differentiate itself to avoid copyright.
Right, okay.
And it was the first show of a big group of concerts that was going to happen across Europe. And obviously at this show there was like Jacksepticeye and loads of other sort of like sort of celebrities, I'd say, like presenting it and talking about it, like their influence and how much they loved the games before obviously the orchestra was coming on. But the London show was all they ever did. It was like shut down after that.
That's a shame, man.
And it was like a packed show and everything as well, and I really enjoyed it. It was kind of like a weird one-off, but I ruined the evening just by getting on the wrong train on the way home and ended up in blooming like Dover at like midnight after the last trains had all left.
Oh my God.
So it was like we was pulling up at like 5 to midnight, and it's like, oh great, so it cost me me and my mate £100 to get a taxi home.
Jesus. How annoying. Oh my God. Wow.
But yeah, in weird game news, like, I completely forgot about the game because it kind of went to like a Kickstarter or a Patreon to get the rest of the funding for it. But that Sinking City 2 is out this week.
All right. Is it Sunken City?
Which is like the Lovecraft game. Yeah, the Sunken City 2. Yeah, it looks really good as well from what I've seen. It looks pretty damn impressive. Like it's coming out for digital only currently. So I'm hoping later down the line they do a physical, because if they do, I'll pick it up because it looks good. It's something I would buy physically.
Okay. I don't think
And in other sort of weird videos I've seen for games that actually look completely different from what I expected them to be, the new Hellraiser game.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
It looks very Resident Evil-y.
Oh, does it?
Like first-person Resident Evil-y kind of has that vibe going on with it. Like, so you're shooting enemies and like throwing like the cube at enemies as well to do different effects.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I've got this on my wish
and
list.
Obviously it's got like all the deadites and stuff being proper weird and strange.
Oh,
they got a collector's edition as well, haven't they? With loads of, you get like a box and everything.
Really?
It looks pretty smart.
I love the original films.
It's a reasonable priced game as well. I think it's like 35 to 40
that's
quid.
Good. Oh yeah, because I remember the trailer now. Yeah, from
the trailer was quite explicit. It had the naked people having sex and stuff as well before things were getting ripped apart. And that.
Oh, fantastic, yeah.
But yeah, I was sort of like watching. I thought, you know what, I'm not particularly super into what I saw so far, but I'm going to give this a look anyway, just to see what it was like. And I was just like, oh, this
Do we know when this is
out?
out?
Good. This year,
oh,
a couple of months.
Sake.
I think it's out October.
Put it on my wish list.
It was a revival. 8th of October. Oh, for fuck's sake.
But,
October,
around the same time as Valor Mortis, I think, which has been pushed to late October. Before that, a couple of weeks, a week before that, I think 8th of October might be the new Ace Combat.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I really want that as well.
Yeah. Which is coming the week after Control Resonant, Silent Hill Townfall.
Wow.
And there's another big game coming out on the 24th as well.
Jesus. Isn't that Townfall a PlayStation exclusive? Console exclusive?
No, it's on everything. I think it's on everything. As far as I'm aware. Maybe it's PC and just PlayStation, I don't know. But it wouldn't just be PlayStation. As far as I'm aware. And the very beginning of September, you got Blood of the Dawnwalker. The game by the ex-Witcher
That looks
developers,
good as well,
Exactly, yeah. So we've got some good shit literally all just sitting on the cusp. That's only a couple of weeks away, that.
Fuck's sake. I think Crimson Desert's going to get knocked off the top list at some point this year then. Blood of the Dawnwalker, yeah. That does look good. Yeah, I did.
Obviously on Nintendo you've got Three Houses, or whatever it is, sorry.
Oh, Fire Emblem, the new Fire Emblem game. Yeah, that looks really good. Yeah, I was watching a video about that the other day, actually. It looks really good. Yeah, there's some good Switch games, man. There's some good ones.
Yeah, and you've got Trials of the Sky second chapter. I'm pretty sure that's September or
I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, love the first one. Good times. Going to keep us busy into the winter months. Hopefully we'll get some rain. Get rid of this fucking hosepipe ban.
It rained here for, I'm not even joking, like about 30 seconds last Saturday or Sunday morning. I sat there and I was like, sounds like rain. And I looked out and it was like proper rain as well. And I was like, yes. And then I thought, hang on, those clouds are quite dark in that direction and it's away from where I am. And then literally about 10 seconds later,
Jesus.
Could have done with at least 5 minutes for that. Would have been nice.
Oh, did I tell you about the fire in my town this week on Tuesday?
Oh, have you been having like forest fires?
Yeah, we had a big fire in one of the fields. Like
people using disposable Barbies.
Yeah, it wasn't far from my house. There was ash raining down on my fucking drive in my house on Tuesday. Yeah. It was, it stank, mate. Yeah. Absolutely stank. There's been quite a few fires around in Northamptonshire. I think there's been a lot in the country, isn't there? But
and all the phones beeped. Were you guys out and about when that happened? When we were out, and we were like walking down the street, and then everyone just sort of stopped and pulled their phones out, and I'm like, "This is it. This is the 3-minute warning. We're all fine." I'm like, because I'm still adamant.
Just start going mental, run around grabbing people and that.
What does it say? Putin's lost it. Nuke's coming. Say goodbye. Oh
no, they wouldn't tell us, mate. Like, to be honest, like, you can't tell people.
I don't think they'd tell us that. But to send a message, don't use a fucking barbecue. Like, what fucking waste? You know what I mean? That's such a piss take. They think we're fickle, something.
Well, the classic thing is I can understand people like, we won't use the barbecue, but then you'll probably get more people to be like, so use campfire.
Yeah.
Stick some sweet on, boys. The easiest thing to do would just be say to people, don't be dickheads. Like, but that never sinks in, does it?
Cool, guys, it is 10 o'clock. Is there anything else you want to say before we end? Peebs has to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Whatever time it is.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah, you need to get away, mate.
Well, on that note, guys, thank you very much for coming on. It's been really good discussions this week. Really, really enjoyed it.
A text says you're on my mind. A bouquet from 1-800-Flowers says, "You're my everything." Heartfelt moments belong in the real world, not just your phone. For 50 years, 1-800-Flowers has helped millions of people make memories that'll last a lifetime with gifts they'll cherish forever. Their expertly curated arrangements and gift baskets ship nationwide with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't wait for the next big moment. Make it when you visit 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.
So yeah, from all of us here, thank you very much. Big thank you to all the people in Twitch for taking part. We love you all. Thank you to the Discord boosters and, of course, the Patreons. You're all amazing. So from all of us here, it's been emotional. We will see you next week. Goodbye.